Appreciate it, Mr. Davis. What's up? This is Thomas Davis, man, and you are watching the Black Cat Panther podcast. Make sure y'all tune in all season long.
Yeah, you know I'm a beast.
Come on in the room.
You know I'm a beast. Welcome
It's
to the
time
feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast.
Can I run up the score, run up the board, breaking them all? Ay, ay, walking the door, you know what happened? We step on the floor. Ay, ay, coming from on, you don't want problems, you already know it. Ay, ay, come on to it, you already know I'm finna go do it. Ay, yeah, I'm locked in, and I feel like Mark 10. Ay, walking to a room, chest up with my chin. Ay, already finished for this joint, even begin. Ay, win is what I am, I cannot ever pretend. Ay, yeah, never pretend. Ay, back in the lab again. Ay, you when not touching the friends, ayy. You when not touching the kin, ayy. Putting the points on the board, I'm killing the boys, you know what it is, ayy. Switching the moves, no number 2, I came in to win. They said I'm tapped in with the action, if it got the master on the master, I can never move passive. I'm active, I can make them go ghost on this castle. Wanna know who running it, just ask us. On the track, I'm gunning it, I'm blasting this, that gas, and diesel, shack and dog.
You know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat. Everybody eat. Hey, you know I'm a beast. You know I'm a beast. Welcome to the feast. My whole team off the leash. We don't know defeat.
What's going on? What's going on? I'd like to take this time to welcome y'all on in to the Black Cat Panther podcast, man. Make sure you know it, you recognize it. You are in the right place. So without further ado, do what that thing right there saying. Like, comment, subscribe. We got a lot to talk about today, man. So I want to say this first and foremost. It's been on my mind, it's been on my heart to talk about it, with the Carolina Panthers coming out here and improving on all cylinders, improving offensively, improving on special teams, improving the roster, getting weapons offensively for our young phenom quarterback, making sure that our young coach, head coach, is at the top of his game this season is priority number one. Well, with that being said, all of the focus seems to be able to shift on the offense this year. Offensively, the Carolina Panthers are going to be an improved team. But sometimes you're gonna get certain situations where you're gonna come down to the nitty-gritty, where it's gonna come down to a play or two being made on the defensive side of the football. It's gonna come down a couple of games to what we see on the backside with a young, inspiring defense. We're going to need to be able to see that they can commit to coming out and being a together unit, a cohesive unit together. And then they need to be also a well-coached unit. And with that being said, I think a lot of people forget that we had one of the young and best, most aspiring minds in the Carolina Panther world by the name of Ejiro Evero. And I do believe that if the opportunity seems to fit itself this year, Ejiro Evero will be looked at and looked after as the scapegoat this season, if anything was to arise. Well, why do you say that, Q? Let's put this in perspective. Say we get into shootouts with teams this year. And when I say shootouts offensively, we're doing a little bit more than what we were doing the year before or previously. And we now have the ability to go somewhat toe-to-toe with some of the teams around here with a little more offensive firepower. That means there's always going to be a play or two where the defense is going to end up leaving something on the field. There's always going to be a moment where you have the defense probably going to be coming up a little bit small. Just to put that there. I think a lot of people forgot in 2023, we had a young phenom come in the room. His name was Ejiro Evero. Came from the Rams. It was a part of the same coaching staff that they deemed special. Everybody around here was calling them the Avengers at one point in time. Like I said, this man was a part of the head coaching tree from the McVay tree. Yes, he was a great assistant defensive backs coach up under Sean McVay. But not only did we seem to bring over the defensive backs coach, we seemed to bring over the offensive coordinator that same season from the Rams, the Sean McVay tree that won the Super Bowl. The young, brilliant, innovative minds is what we like to call them. Some of the best young individuals in this thing that we like to see, the NFL. So with that being said, Ejiro Evero, like I said, he came off that Rams coaching staff. Super Bowl 56. He was a Super Bowl winning coordinator. Now, ever since leaving there, he came to us and went 5-12. Since he left the Rams, he went to the Broncos, went 5-12, but he had one of the brightest young defensive in the entire NFL. And I'm telling you, man, he produced a bunch of all pros. Like he had Patrick Surtain up under his realm, up under his helm. He interviewed for job after job. He interviewed for the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, the Carolina Panthers. Like I said, the Panthers swooped up a big fish in Ejiro Evero. At the tender age of 41, he went from a practice squad player for the Oakland Raiders to one of the fastest rising names in the NFL. Like I said, a Dom Capers affiliate. This is the thing, man. When you look at what Ejiro Evero has done after having his first opportunity with the Bucks back in the day, as quality control, he has groveled his way up the totem pole. But I'm not only here to talk about Ejiro Evero. I'm here to talk about everybody that seemingly were great, young, brilliant minds. But after they get here to Carolina, it seems to be they're not so brilliant. They're not so brilliant. Like last year, like I told you, the season before that, Thomas Brown, one of the smartest young, innovative offensive minds we have seen. Joe Brady, one of the smartest offensive minds, helped win a title with LSU, passing game coordinator. Get to Carolina, can't chew bubble gum and walk to save his life. It's one of those things. When you take your time and you really see what these guys were before they got here. Like I said, you had Thomas Brown, who was a part of that same staff as Evero. You got Ejiro Evero, who was a part of a Super Bowl winning staff. He go to the Denver Broncos. He put a piece of a bunch of nobodies together and make it into a respective unit. He comes to the Carolina Panthers, his first season, after being highly touted as one of the youngest, brilliant, most explosive minds in the NFL. Him and D'Amico Ryans were the top two coaching candidates. And my man that was up in the Detroit. Those three were the top three guys. He gets here, he implements the 3-4 offense with Frank Wright and the crew. And be mindful, the defense was not the Achilles heel to the team the first season. The offense was the problem with young Bryce Young, which led to Frank Wright getting the boot. It led to Frank Wright getting fired. It led to Thomas Brown, who they say had the real playbook, led to his ass getting fired. That was based off a quarterback play. The quarterback guru, who was Frank Wright, seemingly could not help the young fella, could not turn the young fella around. There was many rumors put out there that he wanted that young man, that he didn't want it, that young man. Who knows what the truth is now? Did he want him? Did he not want him? Can he coach him? Can he not coach him? He was the quarterback guru. So I'm just saying, putting that out there, the quarterback guru plays coaches for 10 games and end up getting fired, seemingly. 10 games. In and out. Out with the old, in with the new. And it was up to Thomas Brown for the remainder of the season. Thomas Brown comes in, who said he gushed at the opportunity of coaching young Bryce Young. You look at him. He ends up being another scapegoat for this entire team. So much so to even his wife came out and was like, y'all gonna get up off of my husband. Y'all ain't gonna be doing my husband like that. Shout out to Elaine for that super sticker, man. We appreciate you there, brother. Make sure you, like I said, y'all comment, y'all like and subscribe. The fellas is gonna be in the building at any minute. Look, it's one of the ones where I thought I would kick this thing off on a Friday the right way. Every single season, there is somebody who is to wear the blame. There's always going to be somebody, seemingly, that Panther fans is going to deem as the reason why things don't go the right way. And I went back a couple of seasons just to tell you, let's put it in full perspective. Matt Rule was here. Phil Snow ends up being the scapegoat that season. Even though Phil Snow had a number 2 defense, they found a way to usher his ass right up on out the building. Phil Snow, like I said, had a number 2 defense. They said he was attached to the hip. Tepper didn't like that. He didn't like the fact that he was attached to Matt Rule's hip. So they got him the fuck out the building. They brought Steve Wilkes in and they said, you know what, you gonna be my guy. Scapegoat is what we're speaking on today. The following season, like I said, there was a bunch of scapegoats. We can go back to that Matt Rule season again, but there was a bunch of scapegoats. Joe Brady catches the axe. Offensively, we were stagnant with Sam Darnold. Scapegoat, they got his ass up out the door. Now you look, James Campen, the Hunger Games, a season ago, was the problem. Scapegoat got him up out the door. Now this previous season, they say, hey, we had one of the most injuries you would see in the entire NFL, the most lineup changes in the entire NFL. And it seems to be seemingly that they blame the coordinator and not who was suited up on the field. The talent that they put out there on this field was not starting caliber talent at every position. Once Derek Brown went down, God only knows who they had at D tackle. LeBarion Ray. They had a bunch of no-name backups that people didn't know. Ashawn Robinson, check this out. Ashawn Robinson had 81 tackles, but if you're going to look at his PFFs, he was in the fucking 50s all around the board in his PFFs. He was in his 50s. That's horrendous. Ashawn Robinson had 81 tackles this past season. That just tell you how depleted this team was. This guy was just falling into tackles. He happened to be at the right place at the right time. He was not making impactful tackles. 81 tackles, and he got a goddamn PFF of 50 fucking 4. Where did they do that at? On what part of God's green earth do you have 81 tackles and you got one of the worst PFFs we've ever seen? Just let that sink in. Now, you take a look around, you see Mike Jackson in the crew. You take a look around, you can't name me other than Young Bull, a goddamn linebacker, than Josie Jewell that played last year that was worth something. And Josie Jewell was average. Once again, his PFFs, if you go and you look at it, it was terrible. It was terrible. That's just one of them things. So I don't understand why people get so bent out of shape, so uncomfortable. So literally, I do not understand it. This is one of the things where we're in an era of, if the story seems to be better, we run with it. The narrative was created that the defense was the problem. They didn't look at the injuries of the defense, but Panther fans in their minds created that the issue was the defense. Now, previously, the year before, the issues was the offensive line. Every season, like I said, there's a scapegoat that's being put in. So 2 seasons ago, it was offensive line. Last season, it was the defense. It was the injuries on the defense and the mishaps. So all I'm telling you guys, with a full-on, I'd have to say everybody should be full-on healthy this season. Full-on. There's no room for error, no room for complaint. And I believe a lot of people was very upset last season when they say, hey, we got Mike Jackson and the crew out there. Why is Evero playing 10 yards off? Because they didn't trust any of them motherfuckers. They knew that they were going to get burned. Imagine this right here. J.C. Horn made a freaking Pro Bowl. And his coverage skills, I think, were in the 60s. If you go back and look at PFF, his coverage skills is in the 60s. He made a Pro Bowl as one of the best corners in the NFL. Now, you take your time and you understand what that means. That means they rarely saw them through his way. But when he did, he was average against coverage. But he was great in run assists. Let that sink in. He had a freaking 90s in the PFFs for run assists. He was superb there. So when you look at the shape of everything, Ejiro Evero was using JC all over the field, playing a little bit of linebacker, playing a little bit of safety here and there. AKA, it's not gonna look like that. He just had him filling in. But it was one of those things where he wasn't able to travel one-on-one with the other corner so much because he was back in coverage to help out. You saw it week 1, week 2, when our safety had a blown coverage. I can't never remember his name. That boy from the Rams that we pick up had a blown coverage. JC looking at him pointing like, what the fuck you doing? You get what I'm saying? We had a lot of blown coverages. We had a lot of injuries last season. Now, I'm not here to make an excuse for anything. But all I'm saying is I think we have forgotten how good our defensive coordinator really is. I do remember at once upon a time, Panther fans were gushing at the fact that we were able to retain Evero as a defensive coordinator because he was once a candidate for head coach amongst the NFL. They saw him on the same level as a D'Amico Ryans. They saw him on the same level as some of these guys that you see as head coaches now. They thought that he was a great, young, innovative mind. And Panther fans have taken that and they have sliced that completely in half. 2 seasons with us, he is the worst son of a bitch we have ever seen. 2 seasons. That's all it's taken. A season and a half. A season and a half with us, he is now deemed one of the worst assistants in goddamn NFL history when he was one of the most highly touted. Everybody wanted him. Hell, I think it was Miami tried to pull him away from us, and Tampa said, no, we're not letting you leave to be a coordinator there. No, they wouldn't let this guy go. So it's just one of those things where when you sit here and you look and you try to understand the logic behind why people say some of the shit they say, it don't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me when you have somebody that's so good and you demonly run him through the mud, treat him every which way, you slap him around. Like I said, the scapegoat this year is if we get 8 to 9 wins, they're gonna say, well, we were a play away. We were a defensive play away. We could have made this happen. We could have made that happen. Shout out to Omar, the #1 Emerald hater. And he said, Q, what is more likely, EJ? He gets fired, he gets a new job, a head coaching job, or fired? I'm sorry, that new print, like StreamYard has updated the print on everything, and it is so hard to see. I had to take my shades off. Look, man, he's saying what is Evero most likely to get. He will never get another head coaching opportunity as long as he's here, because the mentality here has been losing. The opportunities here have been slim. When you go and you win 5 games, that tarnishes his reputation. It tarnishes his legacy. You come here, you win 5 games, then you look around the following season, you win 5 games. I'm sorry, we win 2 games, then we win 5 games. The 2-game season wasn't his fault. Nobody gave him that one. But the 5-game season where everybody was hurt, they blame that on him. You get what I'm saying? So the 2-win season where Bryce Young was pure T shit, and offensively everybody got fired but him. They said the defensive room was good. They wasn't worried about the defense that year. So he was good that year when we won 2 fucking games with Bryce Young. We started off 0-6. We were terrible. But General Evero was good then. So the following season, when everybody go to hell and get hurt, it's his fault. It's his fault. He's the problem. He's the son of a bitch that can't get it right now. And even Dan Morgan said it himself in the exit interview. He said, I know I got to do more to help this man. Think about it. When you give away, you let Brian Burns walk out the door. Frankie Louisville leaves. You let him walk out the door. Von Bell, walk out the door. You look around, Jeremy Chin walks out the door. You look around, every time you get a damn player, they walk out of the door. And I know you guys understand what I'm saying when I say that. If you lose 27 sacks, because Burns and Louisville accounted for 27 sacks that season, and all of your sacks walk out of your door, your sack production goes out of the door. You lose YGM goes to San Fran. That was 5 more sacks right there. Your entire team walks out of the door, and you say, you got it, Evero. You can handle it. I'll just go get you Mike Jackson, a no-name motherfucker that everybody liked because his name is similar to a pop singer. Now we're doing the same shit around here. We went and got Bobby Brown this year. We might as well start us a goddamn Gap band in this son bitch. Cause we got more players that are more famous for other shit than playing fucking football than anything. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I ain't never seen nothing like it. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Seems to be this circus shit, this silly shit that everybody like, which is having a player being more notarized for his fucking name than his play on the field, is crazy to me. That shit is crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like it. So y'all want Zero Evero, be mindful. Mike Jackson ain't nobody's starter. He shouldn't be starting on nobody's team. Maybe he might be a slot corner at best, which is your 3rd best corner. A 3rd stringer is where he should be at. 3rd, 4th string. Yet we got this motherfucker starting over here. When you got the caliber of a Shaw Smith Wade, you don't bring Troy Hill back. Troy Hill was an excellent corner that we let go. We put him on the practice squad and signed and let him walk the hell up out of here. After he had just played for us so well. I don't understand it. I do not understand it. The new regime that came in, well, I guess they weren't in love with Troy Hill, even though he had earned his stripes. I don't know. Make it make sense to me. That's all the fuck I'm saying. I don't get it, and I don't think I ever will. This is one of those things where no matter who, you take your time and you look at this staff, and no matter, this staff was put together very thoroughly by Jerry Evero and Dom Capers in the crew. And like I said, he was our senior advisor. Very thoroughly was this thing put together. And now, you mean to tell me you're willing to say that this guy is going to be the problem? We haven't seen him a full season where he's had everything at his disposal. Y'all willing to give the quarterback everything at his disposal? Y'all want that son of a bitch to have every receiver, every running back, every tight end, every offensive lineman? Y'all willing to give him that? Why the fuck we can't get a defensive coordinator, healthy players? Just listen to how simple that shit is. Healthy players is all the fuck we ask to get this nigga, man. And niggas want to complain about that. No, Evero ain't shit. Get him out of here. Half the fucking team was injured. Your best defensive lineman had a fucking 54 as a PFF against the run. Somehow he had 81 tackles. That tells you those are garbage time tackles. They weren't impactful tackles. They were garbage time tackles. That's all I'm saying. Evero Hater on the line. Can I help you?
Never that. Never Evero Hater. I just call it how I see it. First of all, Q, I want to say you was hell for your last live having Ronnie up here arguing that Bryce not a dual threat quarterback, as he was listed as a dual threat quarterback in high school. Like, I don't know what Ronnie's talking about. Like,
I don't know what Ronnie was talking about either. Bryce was clearly a dual threat quarterback, but I didn't say anything. Yeah. I'm letting him have that.
Yeah.
So talk to me.
But we can talk about today. So Evero, we can go down history lane with Evero. We can start with his first year with Frank Wright and the problems we had with that defense. We couldn't stop the run, and we were still pretty weak in pass coverage, and we couldn't get sacks either, outside of Mr. Burns, as Evero would like to say.
So why couldn't we stop the run that year?
Why can't we stop the run? If you ask me, it's because we never ever got the correct personnel to run a 3-4 defense, if you ask me.
And how is that his fault?
When I think 3-4 defense at its best, I'm thinking Ravens. I mean, I'm not blaming it solely on him, but he took this job knowing he was going to convert this to a 3-4 defense from a 4-3. He took this job under those understandings of him needing to convert this defense that may not have all the correct personnel. That's all I'm saying. Not his fault, but he took the job knowing that. Am I wrong in saying that?
Come on, Omar. How do you? Yes, you're dead wrong. How the fuck you gonna tell this nigga, hey, we run a 4-3 multiple front, but we want you to come in and implement your 3-4, but we can't give you none of the pieces you need for your 3-4. What type of shit is that?
And do you know what he could have? Do you know what he could have said? I'm gonna stay in LA. Coaches turn down opportunities all the time, Q. I'm just saying,
nigga came
coaches
here
turn down.
as a head coach.
We saw Ben Johnson turn down opportunities.
The nigga came here as a head coach, and he was only interviewing as a head coach. We then pick up the phone after his interview and told him we going in the direction of offense with Frank Wright, but we want you to come back as our defensive coordinator. Now, let me ask you a question. Do I go back to the Rams as a pass game coordinator, or do I come as a defensive coordinator here? Or do I go back to the Broncos doing the same goddamn thing?
And Q, And Q, that's when you have to. That's up to you. And so that you have to take. So you taking this job knowing the risk that damn, this is. I was going here to be a head coach. They going with Frank. They want me to come call the defense now. I mean, obviously, if he was interviewing for the head coaching job, he had to have plans on fixing the defense anyway into what he wanted it to be. So I guess for him, he liked that they was going to the 3-4 because that's what he wanted anyway. So that's what I'm saying, man. He came here knowing what the defense and the personnel issues. Those aren't my problems with Evero. Those are not my problems with Evero. So we have the problems his first year, right? So what does he do this second year? Unfortunately, the GM management, they got rid of Mr. Burns. I don't think he had any say in that. They got rid of Brian Burns because they didn't want to pay him $30 million. They did not consult
Who else
Evero
did they
on
get
that.
rid of?
But
Who else did they get rid of?
as recently came out, Frankie Louvu went to Washington because he liked what they had to offer him as far as what he could do in their package. And Shaq Thompson vouched on Frankie to the Washington. I don't know if people saw that, but Shaq vouched for him, saying, "Yeah, Frankie to go do this and that." So you lose Frankie. Which, hey, Frankie was a good dude, but we got to remember, Frankie was just a free agent that Scott Fritter had found. That was a special teamer, got some snaps at edge, and then we realized, okay, he was solid. But that year, we was making him play middle linebacker in a 3-4, and that's not his bag. He's either
No,
a
sir. I'm not
4-3
gonna let you
outside. Yeah.
diminish.
No,
I'm
he's
not
not
gonna
a
let you
3-4
diminish
inside
Frankie Louvu.
linebacker.
He was
Frankie
the
Louvu
best
is not an
fucking
inside three.
defensive player outside of Derrick Brown. He was the best defensive player we had on this team. Outside of Derrick Brown last year, he was the best defensive player. I
But
watched
can
this
he
nigga
still be
have
play? He can
15
still play.
tackles.
He can still be out of place. I
But
understand
bro,
that.
I watched this nigga
He's still not
impact
an
games.
inside
He
3-4
had
linebacker, Q.
how many niggas you know get 15 tackles, an interception, a defensive touchdown, all on? Come on, cuz. Come on, man. I watched this man impact games, dog. I can't
I'm
let you
not.
do that. I can't
I
let you do
didn't
that.
say anything. Q. I just said he was playing out of place as being an inside 3-4 linebacker. That's not me diminishing anything. He was playing out of place. That's a fact. He picked the only
He
reason he was
was,
playing
but he
inside
was asked
linebacker
to
was
play.
because Shaq was hurt.
There you go. There you go. So he's so
Exactly.
versatile. He can play at another fucking position at a high level. Please put respect on this man's name.
And I understand that. And he left. I like Frankie. I'm not shitting on Frankie. I'm saying Frankie was for a 3-4. He wasn't an inside linebacker anyway. That's why he left to go to Washington, because you brought up why people was gone. So those are the people that left, the most notable ones. So what do we do? Oh no,
No,
we let Von
no, you
Bell go
forgetting
too. We let
people. Von
Von
Bell was
Bell
his
go.
starting safety.
We let Von Bell go.
So you don't need a
They cut
starting
Von
safety, or
Bell.
have you been trying? Have you been not trying to get a starting safety ever since you got rid of Bell?
But Evero got his safety though. His name was Jordan Fuller because he had ties to
And
him.
look how that
The
shit
same
look.
way he got his
Remember
linebacker
Jordan?
with Josie Jewell.
And did Jordan
Exactly.
Fuller
So whose
not
fault is
have
that?
broken
If I'm giving
plays?
you a
Did
player
he?
that you can work with,
Did the nigga not have broken plays the first couple of goddamn games in here? Bunch of blown
he
coverages by
absolutely
Jordan
did. But
Fuller.
that's Evero's guy. But that's Evero's guy. He brought him in because he was Evero's guy. There's articles talking about he was brought in because of Evero's connection. Same reason with Nick
So,
Scott, bum ass. These are Evero guys. So that's when I'll be
so
like,
let
yo,
me
I'm
ask you a
not letting
question.
y'all just act like Evero is just guy that has no say in
No,
anything and
no,
is just a
no,
victim of
no,
the Panthers.
Omar.
No, Evero got
No,
more
I'm not
say
gonna
than
let
we
you do
got
that.
to, bro. Evero
Cause
got more say,
Evero
bro.
don't get on the
I'm not.
field and play. That's on that particular player. Granted, he'll put you in position. He'll lead the horse to water, but you can't make the motherfucker drink. I see what you're
Okay.
doing there. You think you slick. I think I
Oh,
got you.
I'm so I'm so no, I'm so happy. I'm so happy you said that. You said a coach job is to put you in position. What if the coach
Mm-hmm.
has you in the wrong position? What if the coach ain't got you where you need to be? What about that? Is that
Think
coaching
about
then?
it. Think about it. Think about it. When you had all them injuries go down to everybody on that team last year, and you had a bunch of third
Yep.
string, fourth string niggas on that field, do you really think Ajero Evero is going to risk anything with putting in them boys on the island or anything? Or is he going to be conservative and play 10 yards off of some of these guys and making sure that they don't get burnt? Come on, man. Stop
And
that
that's what he
shit.
that and Q. That's what he did. That's what we did against Chicago. But then towards the end of the season, he realized he couldn't do that no more. I actually liked how Evero started adjusting and started sending more blitzes after that, like Giants game in Germany. Like when he sent Dane Jackson on that corner blitz, even though Dane Jackson missed Daniel Jones, that was the first time I was like, damn, we blitzed the corner. I ain't seen this all season.
Let's be real.
So
Let's
I
be real.
liked how
Dane Jackson.
Called the second half. Oh, Dane Jackson ass. Big ass. I'm just saying that
Dane
was
Jackson
the first
went.
play I
He
could think of.
disappeared the whole goddamn season. I think I
He
saw that
was hurt. It
nigga.
was a
That was
bad
the one
signing.
fucking play. It was a bad signing.
Yeah. Between that and him getting burnt by Patrick Mahomes, those are his two key plays of the years, if you ask me.
Once again, Evero can't get on the field and play. He could just put these boys in position. Now, after you see a nigga get burnt like that, and you see them go through, and you see Shaw Smith, Wade, and all them boys, they ain't shit. You blame Evero for a vast majority of all this stuff. Like Evero is getting way too much blame. Now, I'm gonna ask you a simple question, and I want to see where you go with it. How much blame do you believe on a scale of 1 to 10, or better yet, scale of, to 100, 100 being the highest? How much do you think Evero should get blamed for what happened last season?
You broke up there real quick, Q. Can you say that one more time?
I say scale of 0 to 100. How much blame does Evero get? Does he get 50? Does he get 45, 70, 75, 80? How much
Okay,
blame is you
I
gonna
will
put
answer
on him?
that question, and I'm just overall, if I'm including players and coaches into this 0 through 100, correct? Or am I just including coaches? Just so I
I'm
know.
just talking about Zero Evero because he has been named the
But I got
scapegoat.
to
So
know
how
who
much
else I
blame does
can
he
give
get?
blame to. Can I also give blame to players, or am I only giving blames to offensive,
I
defensive
mean,
coaches in
the,
this
the,
place?
the players play on the field, so y'all say that it's his fault that them boys look like shit last year. So put the blame on. Go ahead, do how you do.
I would give Evero. I'll give him realistically, if I'm including like, because that's why I asked for this criteria, because I want to include, am I including Bryson in this? Because I'm gonna give 30% of this at least to Bryce off the rip. That's why I asked that question. But I'll say it was at least 25% Evero. I'll say 25%.
25% is fair. That's fair. God damn it, that's
I'll
about
say
the most
25.
fair I
If
ever
I'm
heard
including
you.
because I can include Dan Morgan, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna blame. Like I said, I ain't gonna blame it all on Evero. And I saw he got a little bit better towards the end of the season. And then at the end of the season, yes, it was clearly when we had Chandler Cheerless, whatever his name is, at linebacker against the Falcons. Like, I'm not gonna blame you for that. My thing with Evero is more his scheme standpoint on how he likes to operate in his 3-4 scheme. And like you say, Q, maybe I haven't seen his scheme at his full potential because he doesn't have the personnel to run his scheme. That's why I'm hoping he has everything he needs this year. Because I want a top 10 defense. Because I think a top 15
No,
defense
no,
maybe
that
gives
ain't what you
Evero
want.
black
You
ass
wanna
a
blame
job
that
till he's
nigga.
out of here.
You wanna blame that
Nah,
nigga,
I don't want
and
him to
you
get
wanna
fired. I
say,
would like him to
see,
get.
he
I
had
actually what
a
was more
hundred, he had
likely.
100%.
Nah,
You want to say he's at 100%, and I still want his ass up out here. No, I know how y'all niggas operate. The
nah.
man
I
has
want
he
that.
had
I want that
injuries
black
his
man to
first.
get promoted. I want that black man to get promoted, man.
You
How?
don't
But
care nothing about his
Omar,
black ass. You don't
let
care
me ask
nothing
you a
about him.
question, Omar. So, so now people say Bryce Young's rookie year didn't count. Okay, so Evero's second year as a coordinator, where his defense got gutted, does that count?
So then that's what me and Q were talking about because
Yeah. He mentioned
his
that already.
defense
Go.
got gutted. His defense got gutted after that first year. But then we got to look at the guys he brought in for replacement. We cut guys like Von Bell to bring in Jordan Fullers.
That ain't.
Brian
But see,
Burns was. I know
that's not
Brian
his
Burns was not on him.
coordinator. That
Brian
he
Burns was
has
not on
nothing to
him.
do. He has nothing to do with that. He has
Yes,
nothing
he.
to do with the
Yeah.
personnel that Dan Morgan, that y'all be
So
praising,
no. So
went
go.
and
You
got
what?
for him.
Go. You reacted to the blueprint. I know you heard. I know you heard where Dan Morgan said, "Oh, I want to get my thoughts. I want to hear what Evero think about him." You know, Dan ain't bringing in no
Well,
players without talking to
okay,
Evero.
okay, okay. Omar, have you ever ran like a management team or
Yeah,
anything like that where you
uh,
have or you've been in
where you
management
got to
meetings
delegate and
and things
stuff like
like that?
that. Yes, I got
Yeah.
you.
So they're gonna every management, every department head or something like that, they're gonna hear your ideas. But they already have a plan
Yeah,
that they're gonna implicate. They just want you have to for to divert their plan that they already have because it's fiscally sound for them or whatever. They don't take in account of what that department head or supervisor or whatever has to say unless he says something
Mm.
or is he taking the damn table about it. Unless he says something so prolific or shaking the fucking table about it.
I'm following you.
Or
I'm absolutely following you.
they're not taking it because they
So
already
so
had their mind made up.
But I think that
so
isn't
go
true in regards to like
go.
cutting Burns. I don't think there was nothing Evero could have done to stop Burns from
No,
getting
no, no, no. He
traded.
couldn't add a damn thing he could have
There's
done.
nothing
Nothing,
Evero could. I will
nothing,
agree with that. There's nothing Evero could have done.
nothing.
Same thing
Yeah,
with
yeah.
Frankie Louvu. I don't think there's anything
And
Evero could
Jeremy
have done for those.
Chin, any of them motherfuckers that's out of here
Yeah,
that didn't
Dante
get paid
Jackson.
like Jerry
Yeah.
Brown,
I think
this,
the
that,
Von Bell. I
any damn
think
thing they
Von
could have
Bell.
done.
He has something to do with. I do think Von Bell. He has something to do with
So
because that
Omar,
was
let me
Von
ask you
Bell
something.
first
Then.
year, I believe.
Let me ask you something, Omar.
Yes, sir.
Omar. Let me ask you something. So when we spend 155 on the goddamn offensive line, how much money
Go.
you think is left for a defense to be picked? How much can we
You
use to put defensive players
okay?
around this
Yeah,
nigga, man?
And
Q.
Q, but
We Q
Omar,
talking the
before you
same
answer that,
language.
Omar,
Yes,
before
sir.
you answer that, Omar, that's what I'm saying, Q. That
Yeah,
plan
yeah,
was
yeah. I know.
already in effect before that
Yep.
goddamn meeting came in that Omar was talking
And
about where
go
they said let's
and,
pass Everett. They
and
had
then
already allocated that money for offense.
yep. And in
Offense,
that
offense,
same meeting,
offense.
go when they tell you, okay, bro, we're gonna let Burns and Frankie go, and we're gonna invest this 150 in O line. But what we
Thank
can
you.
do for you, is we have holes at D line, linebacker, and safety. Who would you like us to reach out with this limited capital? Evero Black ass goes up there and
Limited
says, I
capital.
want
He said
Josie
limited
Jewell,
capital.
A. Sean Robinson, and Jordan Fuller.
Limited
That's what he
capital. That's
said.
what a nigga was working with limited capital.
Come on
Limited
with that
capital.
shit,
Hey,
man. You got one
Uh,
motherfucker you can pick out the bunch, and he can say,
Hey.
"Well, I guess I'll go with Jordan Fuller. That's all I got.
That's what he
That's
had to
all I
work. He
got."
had to work with. That's what he had to work
uh,
with, man.
I,
Come
I,
But
on, man.
he had to say. He had to say. That's
y'all
all
boys,
I'm trying to say is
You
he
y'all
had
gotta
to
boys are
say
stop
when
doing
that
a,
bringing
shit.
them in.
y'all boys are doing a
And
great
I hope it
job.
work out for Evero this year. I really do. I
But,
think he a future head coach. I would love for him to get a head coach job.
but
I don't want him to
I
get fired. I don't. I damn sure don't want him to get extended. But I don't want him to get fired.
100%
What?
support Omar and his stance. 100%.
I don't. I don't. Yeah, I don't want Evero here long term. This is Evero's year 3. I would love for him to get promoted because then that means we get a future draft pick if that happens.
Well,
That's why I
I'm
want that
not like
top 15
once again.
defense.
I'm not beating the table for a coach or this and that. But y'all see what the title is. They're gonna use this man as a scapegoat when it don't happen. Somebody put out a little 2-minute blueprint today. I don't know if it was the Panthers or whatever. Dave Canales says, we got this quarterback, we getting ready to change some things, this and that. It's all about the offense. Y'all niggas is hollering defense, so the defense better do this. They don't give a fuck about that defense.
But the
It's
defense was
all
ranked
about offense.
32nd. I think the
Yeah,
defense just has to
and
be.
it's gonna be
You just got
probably
to
ranked
be at least a
28
below
or something
average.
like
Just
that.
don't be the worst. Just don't be the worst. I'm thinking this defense
It's
at
probably
minimum.
gonna be 28,
Yeah,
20,
26, 28, 26 through
26, 28.
28.
That's
If you
all
can
it's
get
gonna
some
be,
pressure,
Omar.
if you can create some pressure, let's say Nick and
Okay.
Princes, they give you 6 to 7 sacks respectively each. Let's
And
say
you
they
do
have
know
some
what that
wild
means, right?
season like that,
You do
right?
know what that means, right? The offense better be lights out.
Yeah,
That means that offense better score or you're gonna get your ass ran on again.
because if you
That
got
offense
rookies,
better
yeah,
motherfucking eat up the clock or you're gonna get your ass ran on again. So that
yeah,
that takes Princely out. That takes Nick Scorton out, just like Brian Burns was.
I give you
When
that.
the
That's facts.
opponent is running the ball up and down your damn throat.
Yeah, like I said, there's no reason for. There's too many weapons on offense. Like I said, this offense three and outs are unacceptable. Not getting the ball
Okay,
past the 50 is
okay,
unacceptable this year for the
okay,
offense. That's
okay. All
unacceptable.
right,
That's
okay.
unacceptable. And we going like you already know. And so this season is really on 3 people. For me, it's on Evero, Canales, and Bryce Young. Those are the 3 people that control the Panthers' fate.
Okay. I get it, y'all boys. Y'all can have it. Y'all can have it.
Well, I gotta ask you, go, because I'm just curious because Q did ask Omar how much blame does he give Evero, and he said 25%. I'm curious of how much blame do you give Evero, because I remember when we got Dan Morgan in here, you was standing on that podium talking about, hey, Dan Morgan was there when Matt Rule was there. He's part of the blame. I know there's no way you're sitting here saying that Evero don't get no blame. So I'm curious to hear your percentile you giving him.
Okay, let me ask you, since you asking all these questions. What is Evero? What is Evero?
I only ask one question. I didn't ask multiple.
What I'm saying though, Dan Morgan is the general manager, the general motherfucking manager. He calls shots. Evero is a
Uh-huh.
defensive coordinator. If you even say in the coaching stance, he's about the fourth man on the totem pole.
Okay.
If you go down the ladder of the coach, the coaching room, he's about the fourth man on the totem pole. So how in the hell do you? I'm gonna answer your question. How do you put them two in the same realm uh, as a defensive coordinator with a general manager?
No. I'm not putting them in the same realm. I'm giving you an example of what you gave us as far as responsibility and
You said
accountability.
that's what you said. You said he was here when Rule was here. He was here as the assistant general manager. Evero's a damn coordinator. Like I said, the third or the
Okay.
fourth man on the coaching totem pole.
Right.
You can't compare them to them
Right.
apples and oranges, bro.
Uh, Well, go. Just say you don't like my example, but I would like you to answer my question.
I did.
Uh, no, you didn't tell me the percentage of blame that you will give Evero.
But
It was
what I'm
0 through
saying,
100%. Everybody
Zero
from
to a
coaches
hundred.
and players are included in that percentage.
I say you got to put the coach about 50% because you still have to have a player on the field.
Damn. My man gave him 25%, so you giving him a little bit more.
Coach said
Yeah,
50%.
50%.
Cause
Cause you don't know he go out there, he could have coached them motherfuckers till their tongue run out. But
And
if you got
go
a
out.
motherfucker,
I said 25 because I gave Bryce 30%. So I was giving Bryce 30% off the rip. So that's why I said 25 for Evero, just as so you know for reference.
yeah, and
I'm
I
already
agree with you. I agree with
yeah.
you, Omar, and I agree with everything you said, because I think at the end of the day, we all watch the games, right? And I know we all know the things that happen while Evero's been there, how he's been plunged of his players and things of that nature. Um, we get that, you know what I'm saying? So you're not gonna have the best players in every position. But when it comes to the scheme, there were certain things that I seen that I totally disagreed with. I just didn't think that, you know what I'm saying, when we going against Atlanta, we on the 10-yard line, 7-yard line, and you're blitzing J.C. Horn, who's your best corner, instead of putting him on their best wide receiver. I didn't understand stuff like that. I really didn't. Or when C.D. Lamb is doing a slant route, but you're blitzing J.C. Horn, and letting C.D. Lamb kill you. When you got J.C. Horn, who should be on that man, which
but
J.C.
Well,
how
Horn was
Pop,
many
upset
sacks? How
about.
many
I can
sacks did
explain.
J.C.
I
have?
can explain
How
that
many
to you,
sacks did
Pop,
J.C. have?
because think about it.
Go ahead, brother.
Think about
Go
it,
ahead, brother.
Pop. If you move JC, who is a major chess piece for you, off one side of the field, that means now you open up the playbook for the opposing offense. But if you keep JC on one side, you keep them limited because you know they're gonna think twice about throwing his direction. So you minimize the field as much as you can, is what Evero did. But in the same breath, you can't do but so much because you can't allow JC to travel, because if you move him too much around, then they're gonna take advantage of the rest of the other motherfuckers out there. You can't do
Well,
it.
see, well, maybe because Atlanta has a more high power offense. But when we played Cowboys, they were already banged up, and all they really had was C.D. Lamb. They didn't have no great running back room.
Popping. You want to know what game I used? I used that
Okay,
Chicago games. Caleb Williams was looking like trash until he played us. I will say that was Trevor Waller's first game starting at linebacker, so that may play a big factor in it because he looked lost too. But we was a get right game for Caleb.
bro, I literally seen J.C. Horn coming in for a blitz. I think we was on the 8-yard line, bro, 9-yard line, maybe on the 15. And CeeDee Lamb is just streaking to the right corner of the field, and I'm like, you're blitzing J.C. Horn right now? Like you could have used Trevor Lawrence right there. You could have used any of the other corner or safety, but don't take him off CeeDee Lamb right now. They're getting close to the red zone. We too close. And there you go.
So, Pop, imagine this. Imagine this, Pop. Imagine if they put him with CeeDee Lamb. And then who was the second best receiver? Gallup? Imagine if Gallup go for 100 yards that game.
Gallup. I knew you were gonna say that.
I just asked a goddamn question there to whoever the second receiver is. Whoever it is. I don't give a fuck who it is.
I don't know. I think it was Gallup.
It was Tolbert. It was no. It was Tolbert last year.
Tolbert, yeah.
Whoever. Tolbert, Gallup, whoever. Whoever the second receiver, say you take JC and you put him on thing and he nullified that man, but then the other man start getting
for you, Q. I had to look it up, Q. It was horrible, Q. CeeDee Lamb went for 9 catches, 116, 1 touchdown. Their next closest receiver had 3 catches for 34 yards. So CeeDee was the only dude cooking you the whole game. It's not even like anybody else was really getting off. Tolbert had 1 catch for 11 yards for 1 touchdown. Jalen Brooks, whoever that is, 1 catch, 1 touchdown.
So does the stats show you what side of the field they're catching that on? Or is
no,
that...
my eyes do.
I'm just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. Did they catch that against JC?
I know CeeDee Lamb was cooking against Jordan Fuller. And that was a designed matchup.
I'm trying to tell you. That's the point. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. It's these other niggas you needed to worry about.
And I get that, Q, but I'm talking about situational football scenarios, right? Okay, like the one I gave you. To me, hold on, be good. To me, even I don't think if they're getting close to the red zone, that even you would take J.C. Horn and blitz him at that time and let CeeDee Lamb run free across, making a slant. You wouldn't do that. You just
unlike y'all niggas, I trust Evero. He don't want to fuck a Super Bowl in this land. He know what the fuck he doing.
Does he?
Can I say this?
Because he's only been a defensive
You say
coordinator.
Does he?
Can I say this?
So you know more than a Gerald Evero is what you telling me.
What I'm saying is that you can catch lightning in a bottle. That is not impossible. You can do that, but at the same time, he is still kind of green when it comes to actually being the defensive coordinator. He only had 1 year experience, and he had another year of secondary coordinator and passing coordinator. So that's still 2 different positions that he's playing.
And what did he do when he had them experiences?
I would advise you to go back and read his resume. The man been in the league 10 years. He's worked on the offensive side of the ball and the defensive side.
I understand that. I've already looked at his resume.
And then go look at his mentors. So
the
he
man
has
brilliant.
He has great. Michael Jordan had 2 kids. Ain't none of them been Michael Jordan. I don't care about his mentor because he's not his mentor.
Okay.
Michael Jordan did nothing. Magic Johnson did nothing.
Nobody can teach you. So what you saying? Nobody can teach nobody shit.
Yeah, Magic Johnson.
Okay.
Yeah, he did pop. Magic Johnson son be around here looking like a goddamn woman.
Hey, well, that's his mentor, huh? He got a mentor.
Hey.
What I'm saying is, there's only one of his mentors. Whether you turn out to be just as good or come up close to it, hey, that's to be seen. But what I am saying is he only had 1 year as a defensive coordinator before he came here. So, like you would say, Goat, he's kind of green. Now he's getting all his experiences here. Did he catch lightning in the bottom with Denver? Maybe so, because we haven't seen, anything come out because of what all has happened here with Carolina Panthers. I'm not giving him all the blame. I'm not.
I mean, he had a fully healthy team in Denver. Since he's been here, he's never had a fully healthy team.
But when I bring up those scenarios, that's what makes me question.
What's up, BJ? What you got?
I was gonna sit there and say, I think Papa, I think you're wrong on this one. He tried. He didn't clearly trust his defensive team. First game, even though I can blame Bryce Young on that, they was getting torched. He was playing with basically expansion players out there. I understand when y'all saying like, why can't he, come up with better schemes? What was he supposed to do? JC would have went down. I think that I think they would have broken it, even more records and stuff like that. I
So be
mean,
good.
as a coach,
Be
when you
good.
play with third and
Check this
fourth
out. Be
string
good.
players,
If you had a dojo, be good, and you had 6 fighters that you done coached up, and y'all go to a tournament and all of them lose. Can we blame you? You
no.
coached them. I can't blame you. They
But
got to go in that
you
No,
know
ring
what
and
you can
fight.
do,
I
Goat.
mean
But
you
Goat,
gotta
you know
have
what
the
you can do,
talent.
Goat, and you know what you're
Yeah.
supposed to do as a coach. You're supposed to look at that player in his loss, see what his strengths and weaknesses are, and coach him around that. Instead of just staying fit and well, you're just gonna keep losing every week,
Come
so I'm not
on.
gonna put any time
No,
in him.
no, no,
No,
Papa. You
from
gotta
week
have
one,
Talk
to,
that
talent. You
no,
shit.
gotta
no,
have.
from week
Not
one
Papa.
to week 5, the defense was continuing blowing coverages, and we saw it every week. Those guys weren't communicating. Were having troubles communicating coverages. That's on coaching. You boys need to sit down in a room and figure out why are we having problems communicating on the field? Why can't we signal to each other, he's in motion, you pick him up? Why am I chasing across the field because you didn't bump in coverage? Those are coaching mistakes after they get exposed on the film and they keep happening. That's what I'm trying to say about Evero.
I agree. I agree,
And
Omar. I agree. Because be good. You can't sit here and tell me that you're going to take your worst fighter and put against that best fighter. Nobody going to do that. My best fighter going to go against your best fighter. So when it comes to the opposition and when it comes to certain scenarios in the game, I'm not letting a number one corner run free with Michael Jackson or Charles Smith Wade. I'm sorry. You're just not
bro,
going to do that.
what
Sometimes they
you
say
can't do.
we'll let.
Hold on, you
Well,
can't do.
hold on, be good. Sometimes they'll say we'd rather let CD. We'll live with CD Lamb getting off because he's gonna get off regardless. But then we'll nullify everybody else, and that's kind of what you saw in that game. You
You
saw
know,
them take
That
the
didn't work.
head guy. I mean, we were gonna lose the fucking game regardless because
I
the
mean,
niggas
yeah,
was
I mean,
hurt. We
Cuba.
didn't have the
and I see
I
what
talent.
you're
just
saying,
think.
but we also gave
I
up
just think
120 on the
Evero
ground.
was.
We also gave up 120 on the ground. So we nullified everybody else, but didn't give up 120 on the ground as well.
I
So
know
they
this nigga
left.
ain't
They
mentioned the
left.
running game.
They
I know this nigga ain't mentioned the running game to me.
his
I
running
I know this
remember
nigga
defense
ain't
been
mentioned the running
trash
game.
since his first
I
year.
know this
But
nigga ain't mentioned the
oh
run
my
game to me
god,
just now. I know this nigga didn't mention that.
because Q,
We're historically bad. Come on, man. Stop that shit.
but it was bad his first year too. It wasn't just bad last year; it was bad under Frank Wright as
So
well.
he the reason why the shit was bad, or was it the personnel that we didn't have in
And then
here? I
Q,
keep telling your black ass this.
like our original conversation was, then don't take the job then with the personnel. Like, what are
Wow.
you
So that
like? You have the option to say no. I don't think y'all have what I need to work here. You can
He
say
tried to
that,
leave, but he tried to leave. What happened? His
and
owner
that
made him
he
stay.
because he
and
couldn't.
I
He can't move
damn
lateral. You
sure
can't
did.
go
They
lateral. Yeah,
damn
you
sure
can't go
did.
lateral.
They
You can
damn
only
sure
go
did,
Now
up
you
big good.
can.
They
You can get the fuck
blocked
on.
it. They blocked it, Omar. They blocked it.
because
The
under
after
man
lateral
tried to
contract.
get
move,
the fuck up
Because
out
yeah,
after
there.
under
lateral move,
contract, that's a lateral move, and I can block that. If y'all want to promote the black ass nigga, do that. But you ain't about to just take him when he got 1 year left. And all this, they didn't fire him this year because they know they did Evero wrong. So that's why I said it's on this year on Evero for real. If he
I
can
mean,
have a
bro, he's
top
gone
15 defense,
regardless when it comes down to
I
it.
just
can I
He's
hope
ask,
gonna
he's
be a
can,
promoted,
scapegoat.
man. I just hope he's promoted.
let me ask Goat a question. Goat, in your heart of hearts, do you believe Ebro knows how to scout talent?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why?
I
Who do
mean,
That's
you
it.
see that?
That's it,
Who
to it.
can you put beside him that you say, yeah, that's Evero. Evero got that guy. He's
I
a
don't believe
he's
that.
a.
And
I,
I
Patrick
don't. I don't.
Surtain.
He drafted that
I'm
nigga.
talking about I'm talking about Carolina Panthers. I'm talking about the Carolina Panthers.
Come on, man.
So
uh,
everyone have no
He,
say in that
nah,
DJ. Everyone ain't have no say in that
Pop
DJ
said
Johnson pick. That's what we
He
saying.
showed
Everyone
did
that
have
because
no
was the
say in
Omar he was
that.
only
back there
pick.
clapping.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna
Uh,
tell
uh,
y'all something for the last time. I'm
uh,
gonna That's his tell y'all
uh,
something
uh,
for the only last pick. time about DJ Johnson. And they done told y'all this. I don't know what y'all keep understanding about DJ Johnson. When they was in that fucking draft room and Scott Fitterer was picking all around that board and chanting and trying to play cute and shit like that, them other two motherfucking ends came off that board. The motherfuckers panicked. They traded up, and DJ Johnson was the only motherfucker left on that damn board. Go back and look at the draft.
That's facts. Zach
They
Harrison. Zach
didn't pay
Harrison.
attention
They
to the mother.
panicked
They
when
didn't pay
the
attention
Falcons took
to the
Zach Harrison
motherfucking
from Ohio
defense
State.
then, and they ain't been paying attention
okay.
to the defense now. Thank you.
Let me ask you.
I couldn't have
When
said it
was
better
they
my
first?
damn self.
What was the? I'm talking about Panthers. When's the last time they drafted a defensive player in the first round?
Thank you, be
in the
good.
first round.
It would be
Been
JC
Shit,
four
Horn
this
if I'm
year.
fucking
not.
years, 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It would be JC if I'm yeah. It'd be JC.
Okay, so if you haven't drafted anybody in the first round, you got rid of all your pieces to advocate for your offense. What do y'all want him to do when he's basically playing with
You
the
talking?
expansion players?
You talking sense? You talking sense, be good. Don't
Thank you,
talk
be
no
good.
more. You talking sense,
Thank you.
be good.
I
So
mean,
be
you can be the greatest coach in the world, but you gotta have talent
I
to a
understand
certain.
that be good, but be good. You have to also look as a
Be good.
coach. You have to look what you have out
You better
there.
stop, be good.
No, be
Bro,
good is
I mean,
absolutely
when y'all
right.
use the whole fighter situation, if my fighters right here now, if I got my best fighter and I know I need him for basically 17 weeks, am I gonna have him fight the best fighter every time?
No,
Hell
hell
no,
no.
because
No,
he's the
but be
only chance
good.
I got of winning.
And they're gonna be
You
worn
go
out.
be good. Even your worst fighter does something really good, right? Even your worst fighter has something about them that makes them somewhat
No,
good.
no,
Even
no, no.
no,
I got expansion guys. Y'all missing.
no.
I got expansion
Not
guys.
everybody was.
I'm talking about
It's
dudes who
11
maybe
on
invest.
defense. It's
What?
11 on. It was 11 players on defense. Not all 11 of those players was expansion guys.
Well, look,
I
look. This is the thing, Omar. Why ain't y'all on Dave Canales' ass then? He was calling them goddamn offensive plays with all the
go
Thank
money.
you.
He got all the help.
Thank you.
go. It's
They
He got all
documented.
the
don't get
help
It's
that
from
nigga
go.
that
no
guy.
help.
Hey, it's
Where's that?
documented
Where's
on.
his
It
at?
is documented on this show that I never wanted Dave Canales calling plays as a head coach. I like the offensive coordinator to call plays. That was always documented on this show. And you
Yeah,
can
Y'all
but
give
you
didn't
don't
get
Evero.
get
that.
on here and talk
No,
shit.
Y'all don't get
You
on
don't
his
talk shit
ass.
about him.
that's not the
Y'all
topic.
love
We can
him.
talk. We can talk about. You want to talk shit about Canales? I'm down to do
There's
that
plenty of
too.
games Canales cost us last year
I'm
because he didn't
tired.
call a fucking
Can,
timeout.
Canales
Come
over
on,
here
man.
taking play
And he
calls
got
down
to
to the
play for
last
real.
second. Calling
But hey, I want to
calling
ask you,
trick plays in the
Omar.
red zone. We can talk about Canales. The topic
But
was
Omar, I
Evero
want to
today.
ask you that question. What you just said. How many starters did we have on defense that could actually start for a different team?
For different
Not
teams,
many.
starters,
Not many.
Yeah, because you did say it when it came down to
Shit,
me. Yeah,
two.
like he had,
three. I give us
what
three.
you know what you did say. How
I'll
many
say three.
starters? I'm talking about instead of
Who the
like
third
Yeah.
one?
DC.
Who the third one?
I'm
Who
gonna
the
go
third one?
JC. I'm gonna go Josie
JC Derek
Jewell.
Brown.
Well, Derek
This
Brown
nigga
wasn't
said
playing
Josie
last
Jew.
year. Derek Brown wasn't playing last year, and
God
Josie Jewell is
damn.
a
Hey
starter.
Sean,
He asked me for a
hey
starter for
Sean,
another team, and then A.
hey
Sean did.
Sean.
So that was my three. Thank you.
Hey Sean, I started off the show and said this nigga had 81 tackles and had a fucking PFF of 54. Now how the fuck do you do that when you basically terrible against the run and terrible against everything else when you had 81 tackles? That means
Cause
you basically ran
he
into the
just
tackles.
existed. You just exist
Mm-hmm.
exactly. I try to tell y'all motherfuckers that. He existed in the moment. He became a four down lineman because a happenstance, because Derek wasn't there, and he got the fucking tackle.
And you know
But
why
but
else
but but but
go?
but
You know
hey,
why else go? He
but
better than
Sean did play good though.
Tuttle. He better than Shot
Sean didn't
Tuttle.
play bad. I ain't gonna let y'all do
54%
A
don't
Sean like that.
Okay,
D'Angelo,
Huh?
but
54
but
don't lie. Being 54% don't lie. You gotta be at least 75, 77, bro.
I'm just saying,
50,
out of the whole defensive group, you didn't say
Well,
Young can name what four starters that basically can start for different teams. Everybody else,
no, they
like I
just
like
didn't
to
say
call them
three,
expansion players.
be good. Three, three, three out of
What
fucking
are he
11.
supposed to do with that as a coordinator, especially when he's
Thank you.
seen his best player go down
You
It's
just
11
week
asked.
one
spots on
and
the
they
Okay,
were still
side.
getting
11 on one side of the football now. Come on
How
now.
so
y'all connecting
okay.
three motherfuckers?
And so this is when like I was telling y'all earlier, the second part of the season, I said this earlier, I liked what Evero started to do the second part of the season, right? After I like to say after the Giants game in Germany, his defense, it was still bad, but we had more, I guess, better moments and spurts. I.e., we held Saquon to pretty much nothing that Eagles game. We held Kansas City to 10 points the second half of that game. Everybody want to talk about Bryce and what Bryce did them Eagles and Philly game. I like to talk about the defense then, actually, because the defense did play well then. So yes, he had some expansion players, but there were some moments where Evero had the defense playing decent, getting three and outs and getting off the field. I think we need to produce more sacks and we need to be tighter in the secondary
okay.
coverage
But
to
Omar,
really be good
I
this
can
year.
literally say that's lightning in the bottle. And them teams just didn't think the Panthers. I mean, they didn't play up to they level. You know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm
absolute
talking
fact.
about Kansas City and the Eagles. I can if they was really hyped up. I'm talking about playing football that day. You think we could have? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so then I say a more even game would say I'll say maybe the Cardinals because the Cardinals is another team that took us for nothing. They was hurt when they came in there and then lost because they thought it
Yeah.
was going to be an easy win.
I don't think they would. To be honest with you, I really think we should have beat the Cardinals.
We
If I
got
just be
John
honest with you.
James Conner got hurt. Hey, Mike Jack was pretty good against Marvin that game, and I'm a big Marvin fan. I gotta admit,
Go
Mike
with this
Jack
shit here.
he held his own against Marvin. What now? So if I can't compliment Evero, Mike
Evero
Jack did
ass
his
ain't on
thing.
the damn field. Mike Jackson had a good game out of 17. The rest of the fucking games, he was terrible.
Hey, go. That's your. Hey, I mean, Q. That's your cornerback too, man. I don't like it, but he's cornerback too going into this year. And I mean,
Yeah, but don't nobody want to
Evero.
talk about this nigga
I
getting
mean,
replaced.
I wonder how Evero feels about that. I wonder if Evero fought for it to get another quarterback, or if he
I
said
mean,
Mike
I
Jack was
think
good.
Evero's going to get fired. He's going to be the scapegoat. But it's just when I be hearing people saying, "Oh,
JP,
Evero
we
don't do
always
this,"
beat the
I'm like,
Cardinals except for that Jake Delhomme game. That's the one that still hurts me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean, I still ask the question, like, what was Evero supposed to do? I mean, I hear
not have
y'all
the
saying
32nd
stuff.
ranked defense. Maybe
What?
29. Shit, even 30, but the 32nd, the worst in NFL history.
I mean, but what
That's
was he
what you was.
supposed to do,
But
Omar?
be good. Be
That's
good.
why.
The first
Y'all
week we gave
expectations
up
this nigga
40.
is
We
off.
gave up 40. We gave up 40 points week one.
That
Yeah,
because
I
Bryce
know.
kept giving them 3-and-outs, and they kept giving them opportunities. And he gave them 2 fucking defensive touchdowns.
What about when Jaden Daniels got hurt and Mariota came in off the bench and lit up Evero?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
okay. Okay.
I mean,
I know.
I just don't even feel
at the
like
end
we
of the day,
arguing this shit
Omar, but
sometimes.
I still say you only name like three starters on defense.
Yeah,
The man
and
had the
I'm
lead.
not going off that. I can only name three that can start on other teams. I'll only say three. I ain't delusional now, be good. You
Okay,
know that.
so out of all those players, basically you admitted that they're not going to start as a coach because you
You
got
can
to
be a
have some
quality.
type of
You can be a
talent. What
quality
are you
backup
supposed to
though.
do?
You can have just because you're not a starter don't mean you're an expansion player. You can be a
Stop that
quality
shit, Omar.
backup.
Stop that shit.
So quality backups don't exist. That's
So
what you're
how many
saying.
Not on
quality
our
backups
team.
was on
Not on
how many
our
quality
team.
backups was on that defense? Name
On
name the quality
on our
backup. How many
defense,
yeah, quality backup.
I think Mike Jack is a quality backup.
Oh my God.
I think Xavier Woods is a quality backup. And shit, I could really start Xavier Woods as another starter because he started with Dallas and he's gonna start in Tennessee. But we all know
Xavier
he asked, so I
trash.
ain't gonna say
He is
nothing. Yeah,
trash.
I ain't gonna fight for that one. I still stick with my three. But Xavier Woods is a starter in this league. I'm thinking I'm trying to run through linebackers. If you don't want to
That's a
give me
damn shame.
Josie, if you don't want to give me Josie as a starter, then he's a quality backup.
Josie was a backup, man. That nigga had backup caliber numbers.
Jordan, as bad as Jordan Fuller played for us, he did start in
Man,
L.A.
Jordan, I don't think Jordan should have a job. I hope he
Unfortunately.
don't got a job again. That man was horrible.
Unfortunately.
I'm
You
an
see my
Ohio
point?
State
It's
fan.
on
I
the
don't like.
But
I,
a
I'm gonna
You
lot of
say,
see
them
my
guys
point?
I'm gonna say
that
this.
you saying like
I'm gonna
that,
say this right
D'Angelo,
here.
they ended
So,
up
so
starting because somebody else left. You know what I'm saying? Or injury.
yeah,
That's why they
you
were
right,
started at a
you right.
previous team. So
But they
that's how
played.
Fuller ended up starting.
But Jordan Fuller
And
looked good in L.A. Go, I ain't
Oh
gonna
my
lie.
God.
yeah,
And
Jordan
what did
Fuller
he look
played
like in
good.
Carolina?
that front
What did
seven
he look
they
like
I'm
in
saying,
had
Carolina?
though.
I said
Look
he
at
was
that front
trash.
seven they had though.
I said he was trash, but
hey
he didn't
D'Angelo.
play
Yeah.
bad
Yeah.
in it.
Hey D'Angelo.
Look at that front seven
Huh?
they had though,
What up,
D'Angelo.
Omar?
That does a
Huh?
lot for your defensive backfield when you got a good
You
front
right.
seven.
Yeah,
No,
you right. You right.
hey, you know Von Bell looked good in Cincinnati. It's crazy. He get to
He
Carolina.
did.
He don't look too good on the Evero, but he looked
No,
good
Von
everywhere
Bell
else.
didn't
But
look
okay.
bad his first season. His first season, he didn't look bad at all.
He only played
Yeah,
1 year
He only
here. He only
played
played
1 year.
1 year.
He
He
only
came
played
in
one
with
year.
Reich.
That's what
Him
I'm
and Hayden
saying.
Hurst.
He didn't look
And then
bad.
Evero cut him for Jordan Fuller because he had a 3-year deal. You don't
They
just cut a
got
starting
Von Bell
safety.
out the door for money reasons. They didn't get him out here because he didn't play. He played
yeah.
decent.
They let Von Bell was a June 6th cut because they saved money to go to that other side of the ball. That's
Well,
what
and
that
Von
was.
Bell, and they looked at Von Bell more of an in the box safety. Jordan Fuller was supposed to be that more deep safety. You know what I'm saying? So that was the thing too. When Von Bell was here, we playing with two goddamn strong goddamn safeties, and that's the
Hmm
thing. That's what we keep doing.
That,
We have yet to
you
get a
right. You
goddamn
right.
deep safety. We
Yeah.
keep playing with strong
You right. You
safeties.
right about that
And,
too.
and,
You right
and
about that
Q,
too.
you
So
was
how
talking
hmm
can
about
you
we can
cover?
blame.
How can you cover with that, D'Angelo? How can you cover with that?
You can't.
You
You
gotta
can't.
you
You
gotta
can't.
keep one
You
man.
got
Yeah,
running
you gotta
six
have
safeties
one
trying
man
to
on
put
the
him in
top,
coverage.
and you gotta have
Yeah.
one man
Mm-hmm.
isolating. You know what I'm saying, one side of the ball, and that's what he did. That affects his scheme as well, y'all.
because what Evero needs is Evero needs a pass rush to make up for the secondary and how they play coverage. So when he ain't got a pass rush, your secondary going to get exposed. So it goes hand in hand. He needs good safety play. He needs good edge play, and he needs good safety play in his
Well, Omar,
defense. And that's what he had
How
in
many
Denver.
sacks we had last year? How many sacks
I
we
can
had
I
last year,
can look
Omar?
it up. I can look it up. I can look it up very quickly. I don't know off the top of my
Because
head.
Shit,
I
I
can
ain't got it up
36,
guarantee
by
you
the table.
36,
I bet you we ain't
36,
have but 20 some.
36,
we was in the 20s.
36,
We was
I'm hearing
clearly in the 20s. I think it was
36.
36.
23.
Oh, okay.
And
36 sacks.
I'm saying 32. The defense recorded
I know we
32, and
get
then
36.
the offense gave
Oh,
up
my bad. I
36.
thought it was
Hey,
36. Oh, my
they
bad.
gave up 36. That's probably why Bryce got
Two.
or Andy got sacked 36 times. But so we got 32. What
Hmm.
is that a game? There's 17 games. What's that?
17 games, that means you barely
That's a
averaging two
one.
sacks
That's
a
about
game.
yeah. That's about two. Yeah, 1.8.
That's a damn shame is what that is. Two
That is a
sacks.
damn
That
shame.
means you're not getting after the quarterback at
That's no
all.
pressure.
But Q. We
That's
watched a
no
lot of
pressure.
them games. We saw Clowney get back there. We saw guys get back there
Who?
and not finish.
Who? Who? Hey, Q. Wiley said
Yeah,
drop the
too
link.
much.
All right. I got you.
Too much,
uh,
dude. Who?
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 I know that nigga ain't say no goddamn clown is the
Mr.
nigga that we
Mr.
just cut.
That's
Burns
what he said.
replacement.
But yeah,
He said
I
The
believe
nigga we
Evero
it's
is
just
clown.
cut.
gone.
Y'all talk shit about Ashawn Robinson, but he led the team with Clowney with sacks with 5.5. Y'all gonna put some respect on that man's
I'll
name,
talk shit
man.
about Ashawn.
Y'all
I
gonna
know.
put
Hey
respect.
Yeah,
Omar.
you love old A Train.
Hey Omar.
A-Train,
Vroom.
sugar.
Omar, what these niggas up here
Vroom.
lying about, man? What they up here lying about today, man?
Damn, MDJ. Sound you from another planet.
Man, what these niggas lying about
Sound
today,
like
man?
you on a MDJ, you sound
Yeah,
like you on a
yeah,
can, a bowl some
yeah,
damn way.
he up under the
What
goddamn the streets or something. Goddamn, MDJ. Hold on. Say something. Say
your
something,
head
MDJ. Hold on, I'll try to fix it if I could.
Yeah, I'm still in the can.
There you
yeah,
go.
buddy.
That's much better. I got you.
You got me.
There you go.
Yeah. That's
Oh
way
yeah,
Good.
clearer.
there you go. There you go.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. What y'all lying about today, man?
You
What
know
y'all
these
lying about?
Evero defenders. They don't want to hold him accountable for anything.
Yo, black
Evero
ass.
just walked into a hopeless situation and just had to have a horrible hands, and he ain't have no say in any of his hands he was dealt. That's what they say.
Well,
Man, they got
Yeah,
that's
that
what
poor
y'all
that's
say
what
ass.
about
happened.
Bryce.
Man,
That's
poor
what y'all
I
ass.
mean,
say
that's what
about
happened.
Bryce.
Golly, boy.
I don't say
Bryce
nothing
is
Nobody
in
on
about
a
here said
Bryce.
that about
Oh,
situ.
yo,
Bryce.
black
Cut
Bryce
it
ass.
out.
is in
Cut,
a bad
cut that
situation.
out. Go.
Hell
Nobody
no.
on here
Poor
said that.
Bryce.
Nah, don't nobody
Bryce was
over here say
walking.
that.
Bryce was walking to an Avengers coaching staff. I don't know what you talking about. Bryce
Poor
had
I
everything
said
Q
that's
Bryce.
what
needed.
happened to Brett. I
We
mean, that's
did
what
him
happened to
wrong.
Evero.
We did Bryce wrong.
Bryce had a
Evero
tight
get the hell
end, two
out. Fuck you,
receivers,
nigga.
Right.
running backs. Bryce had everything.
Right.
He maybe had a below average O line, but that could have been worked around. Any great quarterback would have at least put up 3K yards his rookie year.
Hey, Omar, name all the players that Evero lost on this defensive.
Hey
I
We did
Omar,
mean,
that.
name the players that left
He'll
because of
be naming
Evero
all
first.
day.
Name the people
Here
that
we
left
go.
because of him first. Name them
Here
first.
we go.
Frankie
Damn,
Louvu,
Yeah,
damn
MDJ
MD Bryce.
said
Jeremy Chin.
yeah,
that is a
yeah,
good question.
yeah. They left because of Evero.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact too.
Evero had Jeremy Chin playing on special teams. He couldn't even get on his defense. Think about that.
Can't even get on the fucking
He couldn't
field.
even play on the
That,
field. He
that,
didn't even know how to
that's
use
why
Jeremy
I
Chin.
asked. That's why I asked Goat. Do you think Evero can see talent? Because you
Hmm?
look at what's the name? He went to the Redskins, had over 100 tackles with the Commanders.
Who was
Pop.
that?
It let
That man been
Who
looking
was
at
that?
Jeremy
talent
Chin. Jeremy Chin.
all the way before he got here. He did it at the Broncos. He did it his first year here. Now all of a sudden you asking, can he see talent?
Well,
What the
hold
fuck
on,
wrong
Q.
with you?
Hold on, Q. You can't sit here and say, oh, he ain't got a word in and over here about talent, but then he got a word over in Denver. And he,
Well,
what gives him more power over there in Denver and less power over here in with the
I
Carolina
just
Panthers?
told you he had a healthy staff, a whole roster at Denver that was able to play. He has not
I
had it the first 2 seasons with us.
and I understand that. That's why I don't take that angle. I actually give scenarios and
But you brought it back
situations that
up.
happen. Well, no, I
You
didn't
brought it
bring
back
up.
up just now.
No, we talked about Jeremy Chin about players who left. I didn't bring that up.
You literally just say, well, can't ever. That's why I asked ever. Can't ever roll see talent. You just brought the shit back up, knowing what
Because
the
why
fuck
would
the
you let?
man just went through.
But why would you let go of a healthy Jeremy Chin?
You
Why
know
would
what,
you have
man?
him sitting on the bench?
I'm gonna let you.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna let you make that, though. I'm gonna let you make that.
Very cute. I mean, the man lost basically all his weapons. I mean, I
And
understand people
some
say
and some walked
do
away.
better, but
That's a point too. Some walked away, be good.
yeah, because they
Well,
realized they was trying
I'm
to
trying
help
to figure
Bryce.
out. Yeah, I'm
Oh,
trying to
that's
figure
why they
out.
left. Oh, okay.
Oh,
Y'all
they
said,
look
oh,
because of
Frankie,
Bryce.
Frank.
All
Y'all
right.
said Frankie,
Oh,
Frank.
you
Y'all
don't
okay?
think so?
Hey, let's go
So
on
we
that.
don't
Y'all said
separate the
Frankie.
defense from the
Y'all said
offense.
Frankie
Oh,
didn't want to play for Evero, right? That's what y'all said. Frankie didn't
Nah,
want to
they
play for
left.
Evero.
They left because of Bryce.
But y'all, you just
Okay,
said, but no,
so
you just said Frankie Louvu left because he didn't want to play in
Frankie,
Evero.
he wanted
He
to
didn't want to
play
play the
with
defense.
Dan Quinn over Evero. He wanted to play defense with Dan
So
Quinn.
why do Dan Quinn run?
He runs a 4-3.
Okay, what did the owner say he wanted to run over
No,
him?
oh, go. You need to talk to Q about
But
this because
Evero
no, please,
defense is
No,
MPJ,
no, no,
trash.
no,
MPJ,
no,
no,
no.
no, no,
Don't you
no,
bring
no,
nothing
no,
to
No,
Q,
Q.
no, no.
No, you
no,
shut
no,
your
no,
Answer the
black
no, no,
ass
question.
no,
up.
no, no.
Don't you
Answer
bring
the
shit to
question.
me. Don't you bring
Not
shit to
yet.
me.
Answer the
No,
question.
go. Hey, go.
Because
I'm gonna
Hey,
y'all
put
said
go.
motherfucker
Frankie didn't
business.
cover
Hey,
Evero.
go.
That's
Go.
what
Can
y'all
you
just
answer
Your
a
said.
black
question for
ass.
me? Go.
Your
Can
black
you
Y'all
ass.
said
answer?
Your black
no.
ass.
Somebody gonna answer my damn question.
No.
Somebody gonna answer my damn question.
Answer my question. I'll answer your
Because y'all
question.
said
Go.
Frankie left because of Evero, and then you just said Dan Quinn won a 4-3, and the owner said he wanted a 3-4 over here.
But
But
and
y'all say
go.
he left because of
Go.
Evero.
So what? So go. Would you mean that Frank was playing out of position as an inside linebacker? Would you say that?
Yes.
Q says no. Or well, Q didn't
I
like that. No.
said he was an outside. You was a jackass. I said he was an outside linebacker that had to play out of position because of the nigga had a broke foot. Shaq Thompson. He played at a
Exactly.
high level in the middle.
He played okay.
Tell the truth.
He played okay. He got
What?
washed a lot of
okay.
plays. He got
Let me
washed a lot of
Had
plays
this
Well,
nigga
by
been on a
guards.
better team, he'd have made another Pro Bowl. He'd have made
well let me
another All Pro had he been on a different team.
well let me
and
ask you
playing
this,
his
go.
position.
Let
And
me ask you,
playing his
go.
motherfucking
Mm-hmm.
position.
Let me ask you this, go. When
What you gotta ask me
went
now,
back
Pop? Ask me,
when
ask
we
me.
went back
What
and
you gotta
watched
ask me?
when we went back and watched tape,
Powerful.
were we always in a 3-4 base? Did we ever play 4-3 in some games, and also in
We
a
did.
4-2? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we did. We played variations of it. But what was Frankie Louvu? Playing a Mike linebacker, right?
He played two different positions because people got hurt, and I understand
No,
that.
what did he mainly play?
Like you said, Mike linebacker.
Okay then.
Hey, bro, let me go back to a point when I said about Bryce and stuff like that. Since they was in the room, I mean, well, since they knew when they got Bryce and you see what they was doing, they got rid of our starting cornerback.
I'll be back,
Then he
y'all.
realized more likely they was moving Burns and stuff like that. Why can't y'all just say, I think Lubu want to be here. Hey, look, man, I'm out when it comes down to it. I want to go play for somebody who's trying to win. Because he
Well,
knew
one thing though,
Jeremy Chin was more likely gone too.
Frankie
So
was waiting on the contract. Frankie would have
yeah,
signed
I mean, I know
if
that
they
part. You told me that part, but I was just bringing it up.
yeah.
You seen like what the Carolina Panthers been doing for Bryce when it came down to it. Why can't some of these defensive players that we had, or at least like Burns, realize what was going on? Look, man, I'm out when it comes down to it.
Well, first of all, Burns was steady catching the blame for every fucking thing around here, so I don't blame that nigga for getting the fuck up out of here.
No, no, no. I'm
Then,
not blaming them, Q. I'm just saying in
no, what
situation like
I'm
what I
saying
said
is
earlier.
Panther fans kept blaming them boys for shit, and I didn't want to be a part of that defense, let alone part of that fucking team, because everybody else was catching the fucking blame for this nigga who y'all went and drafted, number one, and everybody else got to move their fucking house because of him.
Well, y'all will come up
They
with
on
some excuses
Zillow.
for them niggas, man. Golly.
I'm gonna say I haven't had to disrespect
Oh,
and miss 9 sacks.
MGJ, kiss the
Right,
crack of my ass, you motherfucker.
Hey, man, watch the crack of your ass, nigga.
You's an ignorant little motherfucker, boy.
Ah.
But I
but
mean,
Q.
y'all can't dispute the point that if they'd have paid Burns, if they'd have paid Frankie,
The boys left because of money, first and foremost. It wasn't because of scheme. It might have been a little bit, but the elephant in the room
And
was
go
money.
both of those players.
Contract.
They were good enough to where they could play out of scheme or play in whatever scheme. Frankie and Brian are that good. They can play in whatever
Exactly.
scheme you
They
put
left.
them in,
They mainly
regardless.
left because of their
Yeah,
contract, because they money, and
yeah.
the money went to the other side of the ball. And the reason why the money went to the other side of the ball, MDJ, why was that?
Cause we need some offense.
To make who better?
You quarterback. You got it. You got it.
Okay.
You got it.
This is why
You
this
get
is
one
why
every 5 years.
Evero
You
need to
got it.
have a top 15
You got
defense
it.
here. And Q, to your point about Canales, it starts with Canales making sure these boys play some preseason, man. At least 6 series over 3 games.
I know
Them
one
boys
thing.
need to play some
If
preseason.
he
'Cause
benched them motherfuckers, nobody jumped on his ass last year about benching them motherfuckers. Now, did they?
I hope he
That
learned
was
his
another
lesson. If he do
stupid
that dumb
shit he
shit,
did.
let him do that dumb shit again with our schedule. Them
I
first
think
4
he will.
weeks, them
I think
first
he
4
will.
weeks are all winnable, man. You can't start
Yeah.
off slow, man. No, you
Hey, I
should be
think
at
they're
This
least
gonna do
nigga,
the exact same
2-1,
thing.
3-1, man.
this nigga benched the whole goddamn offense, and Bryce Young come out the first game and shit the fucking bucket. Dumbest goddamn coach I ever seen. But nobody says nothing about that.
And my thing is, if T Mac is going to be a vital part of this offense, you need to. But him and Bryce got to get out there and actually do it. Game time reps, like you see how that struggle with XL last year. XL looked his best with Andy Dalton. People don't like to say that, but that's when he looked his best. Was when Andy
Hey,
was throwing
Omar,
him the ball
what's
against the
your
Raiders and
prediction
the
on,
Bengals.
what's your prediction on them first 3 games? Since you said they got to win.
Oh, that's because how I see. Right now I'm saying at 6 wins, but I do see 9 to 10 wins. I
But
think
them first
6
3 games,
wins.
I'm with you though. Them first 3 games is pivotal.
Yeah,
How you think they come out going into week 4? Where you
going
think
into
they should
week
be? Where you
4,
think?
honestly, 2-1. I think you beat Jacksonville. I know you can beat Arizona. You probably lose to the Falcons at home. And so you 2-1
Now,
going into the Patriots,
I,
just like
I
2017.
see.
why
I see
why
one.
why
I
why
see
do you
1 and
think
2.
why you think we're beating Jacksonville? Please tell me why. They a better overall team than us. They got a better defense than us. They got a better quarterback than us. They got a better
I
coaching
beg
staff
to
than
differ.
us.
I beg to differ that one.
I
But
don't
go
know
ahead.
about the
So
coaching
use
staff, but
a
you on the
damn
road,
another
Q.
one.
You on the road, Q. I don't know about the
Yeah,
coaching staff
man.
though, but you on the road. You on the
Yeah,
road.
They
I
better
like
than us overall.
I feel you. That's just Q. You know what? That's honestly that's just the optimistic fan of me. I can't lie to you. That's just thinking
I
like,
mean, I
damn.
want to
Hopefully
say,
we
Then,
can.
then,
I'll
how
be
then
y'all,
you
damned.
think,
This
how
then
do
nigga
you
y'all
think
think
one
we
thing
beating
you
the
optimism.
going to
That's the
Patriots?
Arizona.
optimism. You don't hear
Y'all
Fucking
that from
think you
me.
get ready
You
to
optimism.
don't
do
hear that from
motherfucking
me.
Arizona.
But it's
Motherfucking
like
optimism.
Y'all let that
optimism, bro.
motherfucker
I
roll
think.
over.
Yeah, I don't think Arizona gonna roll over either. Like I said, I think for to get 9 wins, you would need to come out 3-1 in that first 4. You know, for the 6 wins that I'm thinking, more than likely they coming out 1-3 then. Because I think you get
And
3
you know
division
y'all
games.
dealing with
I think you get 3
y'all know
division
y'all
games. You
dealing with
beat the
our early season
Jets,
Kyler Murray, right?
the Patriots.
You know in the early, my fault, Omar. You know in the early in the season, Kyler Murray be going off. Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah, he usually gets hurt in the later part of the season. First part of the season, that motherfucker be playing.
Because it don't get easier. Because then you start playing the Dolphins. You got Green Bay in there, Buffalo. So them first couple of weeks pivotal. If you talking about trying to compete for the division and make the
Loss,
playoffs,
and loss. That's what
yeah,
the
man.
fuck I just heard.
Yeah.
Loss,
At least
loss, and
you're
another
honest with
loss.
me, Omar. Though
So what you
you
looking
say
at then, Q?
optimism.
So Q, you looking at 5 wins? I put my money on 6. I don't think 7, but I would say 6.
Oh, you putting money on 6?
I would put money on 6 right
Oh, okay.
now.
Well, let's talk. Let's talk a little bit of money then. Let's talk a little bit of money then.
You taking over or under?
I'm going under.
Under 6?
Under 6?
Nah, Q, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
take that. This is
Yeah, I
this
wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
take that
this
neither.
Mm-hmm.
That's
You
bad,
want
They
Q.
go.
That's
nah?
They
bad,
gonna
Q.
win.
Hey,
yeah.
They
hey,
gonna
nah,
win. They gonna
hey.
win 7 games. They gonna
Q,
I
win
wouldn't
Q
7
a
do that.
games.
grown Q a grown man.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna win
Mm-hmm.
7
Mm-hmm.
games.
6 to
They gonna
8
win
games,
7
6 to
games.
8 games. 8 games.
Yeah, they
Mm-hmm.
That's
gonna
what
win
I'm
Mm-hmm.
7
saying.
games.
Mm-hmm.
No,
That's
no
y'all think, right?
preseason. No preseason. No
This
preseason right
nigga
now.
just
I'm at
said
6 wins.
Did Go say
optimism
6 to
is.
8 games? Did Go say that?
Yeah, good. Go to that.
Yeah,
That was
Go 6
Go?
games.
Who said that?
That was
Go.
go. That was
Go.
go.
yeah. Me, I said
Hey man, I'm getting the fuck off here,
6
man.
to
This
8
on the
games.
wrong goddamn shit, man. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no motherfucking way, man. Y'all have a good
6
one,
to
man.
8
Ain't no
games.
fucking way.
6 to 8 games.
That's you, Go.
Yeah,
Because
that's me.
Because
Hey, what the fuck, man? He said 6 to 8, man. Hey, God, I'm proud of you, man.
you ain't never heard
Well,
Joe
six to
say a
eight.
number that
Look
high
at
in
that,
Six,
man.
years.
And that nigga
6 to 8
surprised.
games. It's
60,
gonna be.
yeah.
It's gonna be.
Hell
Look, but
yeah.
see, this is gonna be. This is flip side though, MDJ.
Here we go.
That's gonna be enough for y'all to pay this motherfucker.
And that's
No,
the
man.
sad part. That's the
Man,
sad part. That's the true sad part.
man, listen.
Because it's
If we
progress,
don't make no
MDJ.
playoffs, he gonna do
MDJ,
a
he
lot.
went from 2
That's
to
gonna be
5 to
enough for
7.
y'all to pay this motherfucker.
So that means he's gonna get you 9. And 9 may not
Yeah,
even be good enough for the playoffs, but hey, it's progress. And that's what they're gonna keep
and
selling you on Bryce.
I'm gonna
If
tell
they
you,
resign
and
that
then
nigga, I'm
Omar,
done.
when you break down that progress, Omar, he'll be the reason that you lose probably 3 of them games, and then he'll probably get you 4 wins himself. You understand what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
they gonna sign this motherfucker.
yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, I think Jacksonville's a new team, Q. I think you can if we starting off how we finish, if we start how we finish, which I've been told that's what Bryce is gonna do. He gonna start, pick up how he
Oh,
finished.
okay.
So
Shit.
if
Okay.
we if that's going in mind, then he should go out there and get week 1. If you get week 1, you can lose to the Cardinals. I'll be fine. But then you got to beat the Falcons at home. And so at that point, that's why
Omar.
I said that's going to be the key point right there, beating the Falcons at home.
Omar. Let's make another bet. Since you didn't want the other bet.
Did you?
Let's
I
bet
not
on
want to? Did
Bryce
you not want
Young's.
to?
I ain't hear you make no move. So
Everybody kept
let's make
saying
a
Q that
bet.
was a bad bet. I thought you fell
What
back at me.
everybody was talking, you ain't hear me say I didn't want the bet. I just said let's get it. I ain't never hit no more. But anyway, like I'm saying, let's bet on Bryce Young's consistency. Can we consistently get the same nigga from game to game?
No,
Let's bet on that.
I would never put
No,
my money on that.
no.
Nah, no.
Out of them 6 to 8 wins, he ain't gonna have back-to-back wins this year.
I
Yeah.
need back-to-back games of 200-yard plus. Anybody want to take that bet in the chat?
They ain't gonna happen.
Back-to-back games consecutively. I need at least 4 of them back-to-back
Because
Q, what you
for
been
200
smoking?
plus yards.
What you been
I
smoking?
don't know I don't know how
Man,
Canales is
Why?
gonna run it
Why is that
for,
your
bro.
boy?
What you
That's
been
your boy,
smoking,
Wiley.
Q? What you been smoking? Jesus.
Wiley,
I'm
you
smoking on
presented
that
the little
price pack.
motherfucker to us, man. Don't start that shit, man.
Uh-oh.
Hold
Here
on.
we go. Here we
Who
go.
is that? Oh, that
Don't
MD
start that shit.
Bryce.
Don't start that
Oh.
shit.
That's MD Bryce.
MD Bryce.
There you
Wiley,
go.
Wiley, the nigga who introduced us to Bryce Young, man. Wiley,
See, there you
Mhm.
go. See,
Wiley had a whole show on Bryce Young.
the funny part is this: when MGJ was hosting the show, he knows that's what I said. No more.
Yeah.
I said, no, I'm good. I'm good.
You got out the water fast as hell for a nigga who can
Hey,
swim. You damn sure
hey,
did.
hey, man.
Yeah,
I
you
was
did.
sitting. I was sitting in that stadium. Bright. Hey, that was the biggest Bryce ever been. He was on that big old TV they had out there, and I was like, I was looking. I was like, nah, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Even the Germans, the whole stadium was like, You know what I'm saying? They were like, no, no.
You should have seen that damn game we went to last year. That motherfucker believing by halftime. I look around, where everybody going?
Hey,
White
but
man just shook his head.
but when he came to Germany, now I sat there in the stadium. I didn't expect him to win, but I was like, what?
Didn't feel
This?
right, did it?
And it was funny part. All the Giants fans were around me, right? And they were talking smack. Now, when I sat down, it was like
Giants
probably about
fans disrespectful as hell, Wiley. I
exactly.
already know.
They were all
I got
disrespectful,
laughed
right?
at I got laughed at MetLife before. I already know, man.
Yeah, they were talking smack, right? So I'm sitting there. I go, well, I thought they said, well, y'all gonna win? I said, I don't think so. I said, I don't think we're gonna win, but hey, I'm here because they came to Germany. Hey, cool. I get to see my team in Germany. Then, you know, we were two bulls running down their throat, and as soon as they got a little bit of hope, you ought to seen the brashness come out of them. And I was like, you sorry, mom? So what I do, I start talking straight cash. They probably about 30 giants around me. And what I end the
Lord have
game with,
mercy.
I end the game with the, the fumble, and we won. I was like, you ought to seen the crying all around me. You ought to seen the crying. I took some pictures and videos of it. I was laughing straight in their face.
God damn. So let me ask you a question, Wiley.
Was that?
Is Dom Capers still in the building around here?
I don't think so.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is. Yeah, he is.
He's a senior assistant.
Is Jim
Him
Caldwell still
and
in the building?
Caldwell.
Yeah,
Yep.
Caldwell's still there. I'm gonna tell you like this, and this the piece of bubbles. When you don't have but three, maybe four starters on defense, you got 7 to 8 guys that shouldn't even be backups on teams. These not starters. These not even backups. And you blame the defensive coordinator. If you really go back and look at the film, you can see the guys in position, but they can't make the play because they don't have the ability to make the play. If you're
Yep.
in the hole, the defensive coordinator puts you in the hole. I'm in the hole with the running back, and I can't make the tackle in the hole. Come
Motherfuckers
on,
missing
man.
tackles,
Come
bitch
on,
bouncing
man.
off of
They
people
ain't
and
got nothing to
shit
do with
like
the
Okay,
that.
defensive
Uh,
coordinator.
Wiley.
The
I
coordinator,
guess y'all didn't see that
watch
neither.
it. He called the right
Good
Yes,
point,
play.
sir.
You
Wiley.
in
Good
position.
Yes, sir.
damn
You
point,
in
Wiley.
position. You
The
in position to make
Oracle.
the play, and then you don't
Good
make the
damn
play.
point,
How in the
Wiley.
hell that's defensive coordinator problem? I called the right play. You're really there. You just don't have the
See,
talent to make
Omar.
the play.
Hey, Wiley, you
See?
served in the military. Am I correct or
Yeah.
wrong on that? You have. Oh,
Yeah.
perfect
Bingo.
for that. So you know how communication works, and
Yeah.
your troop or whatever you may say.
Yep.
If there's a communication issue, I know your senior is going to sit you guys down and say, "Yo, we can't keep communicating like this. Somebody may get hurt or harmed." Right. So
Correct.
multiple times between week 1 to week 5, when I can go game to game and show the blown coverages of the players not being
Correct.
able to communicate on defense, I have to go
Correct.
back to the leader on that and say, hey, why are these
Okay.
guys having such a hard time communicating? That's on you. If it happens once, okay. But multiple
Hey,
occasions, game
hey,
over
Omar.
game, the
No,
start of the
Omar.
bro.
season,
No,
Omar, they
bro.
asked that man, how was everybody else coming along? And see, he said this for a reason. Me and Q say it all the time, but a lot of people don't never get it. He say Mr. Burns and
Hmm.
everybody
Mr.
else
Burns,
scratching and clawing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr.
Mr. Non
Burns
Sacks.
and
And
everybody else
He put
scratching and clawing.
respect on
So
Mr.
right
Burns'
then,
name.
they got rid of.
he was telling y'all right then, I
Yep.
don't have
That's
shit to
all I
work with.
got. That's
Yep.
all I got is Mr.
And,
Burns.
and guess what? Derek Brown was still there.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I don't blame Evero
Look,
for Derek
And,
Brown being hurt
and,
because
and,
you
and-
don't realize how big of an impact Derek Brown is
oh,
until
I
he's
know.
not there for a
I
whole
give
year.
Derek
So
all kind of respect
I
too.
don't blame Evero for Derek Brown getting hurt
No,
week
but
one as
here's the
well.
funny part.
Hey,
And people
hold
like,
on, Wiley, hold on, Wiley. Hey,
mm,
Q, we got a couple. I know we got two super chats we need to read.
Yeah. The first one is Wanham coming back, helped defense a lot. Shout out to the real HHENT for that $2 super chat. Then the next one is
I think Justin Long had one.
Justin Long say y'all talking scapegoat in June because y'all know Evero trash. Here we go. Here we go.
all
He
right.
trying to say
So
we getting ahead of the curve. Oh,
nah, we
okay.
good. We good. We
Yeah,
good.
yeah. All
Now I
good,
was
all good.
uh now I was saying, like, if you go back and you look at the film, you talking about communication, right? And you're right. We have to communicate effectively in the military, and if we don't communicate effectively, all the buck stops with the leader, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
who was the defensive backfield leader? Normally,
I
it's the safety, right?
Just the
Yeah, it is.
safeties.
It is.
Okay.
Xavier
Oh,
Woods
I'm happy
Oh,
you
played
say
okay.
the.
that. Xavier
Okay.
Woods,
You
Jordan
didn't know that?
Fuller.
Okay. Okay. So
You didn't know that?
normally it's the who? The strong safety or the free safety?
Your free safety,
Um,
because the strong safety is run assistant.
Exactly. And so if you look at it, that means those guys that came from the Rams that was not in line with JC, that was the miscommunication that you saw every time. Even Mike Jack, the guys were out of position. It wasn't the because if you look at those games, you'll see JC pointing like he handing the
JC
guy
Point.
off,
Yep,
like he
yep.
handing the guy off, and ain't nobody behind him. You're like, oh shit, you know what
multiple
I'm saying?
times, Wiley. Multiple
Because
times.
because a lot
But
of them, like D'Angelo said, we were playing two fucking strong safeties. We didn't have a free safety. The whole time, Dan been saying, I need a ball hawking safety. I need a ball hawking
it,
safety.
it, and
That's
and
why
they
Evero been telling this motherfucker, we ain't
and this
got
what
Well,
one
they
yet.
thought they had it in Jamie Robinson, and they had to get rid
Now
of
hold
his
on.
trash ass.
yeah. So
Unfortunately.
here's something interesting. So they always bring up what was his name? That we just the safety we sent to Washington, right?
Chin.
10.
Yeah, Jeremy Chin.
He had the exact same numbers as the trash guy we sent to where? Tennessee. They had the exact same numbers. Either Chin is really good, or he was trash. Cause they had the exact same numbers.
Hell, Chin put up similar numbers here.
Yeah, I know.
Under Evero, niggas don't even realize
No, that
he
was
I
Phil
had
know.
damn near.
Snow. That was
He
Phil Snow.
damn near.
No, he
He
had
That was
better
damn
numbers
near
on Snow.
had.
He had better numbers on
He
Snow.
damn near had 100 tackles up under this nigga right here. He had
he
80
wasn't
something tackles.
playing under Evero under Phil
Yes, he
Snow.
did.
Q.
If
No,
Evero's
you
first
go
he
year.
got
back, if
cut.
you go back and
He
look,
only played under Evero for 1 year. Think about this. This was only Evero's second year this
that
past
one
year.
year,
He
go
only
back and
played.
look at his numbers. Niggas was belly aching and complaining, but go back and look at them numbers.
Yep,
Go back
he
and look
was
at them
there.
numbers.
I think it was 89
Numbers don't
tackles.
lie.
I think it was
It was
89
like 80,
tackles.
80 plus tackles. You
But
don't get 80 plus tackles and then
and not
No.
disappear on
play.
the
So
field.
Q he had 100 and he had a 117 his rookie year under Phil Snow. He had
Yes.
107 under Phil Snow. He had 70 under Phil Snow. Then he got fired. So under Steve Wilkes.
Phil Snow
Then
was
he
not
had
here 2
yes,
years. Yeah,
yes he was.
Phil Snow
Q,
was
I'm
here for
looking
a
at the
season and a
numbers.
half.
Yeah.
Q, I'm
He was
looking
here
at the
for a season and
numbers.
a half. He was
No, he
gone.
wasn't. Q,
Now he was at 2
Q.
years.
Let me break it down to you. I'm looking at the numbers right here. Q. He was here until 2022. That's when he got fired and Steve Wilkes took over. Halfway
Mm-hmm.
through the season, we went 7-10. 2023 is Bryce Young's rookie year with Frank Wright and Evero in Carolina, and Steve and Jeremy Chin had 30 tackles, and then he went back up to 117 when he went to Washington. He didn't
But
play under Evero. He was playing special teams under Evero.
but here's the deal. So my man with the brick hands, that's now in Tennessee, had how many tackles last year? How many he had?
Yeah, the 100
107?
plus tackles as
107, right? I
I
think it's
can get that.
107
I
or
can fact check
105.
that.
Check it out. I think it's 107 or 105. I'm trying to remember right now.
go ahead, Mr. Researcher.
He had 119 last year.
Oh, he had more than Chin.
He played every game
Mm.
last year. He played every game. He
No,
didn't miss a single
but
game last year.
but what I'm trying to say is this: they were belly aching about Chin, but if you really look at it, him and Chin were playing the exact same position. So either you take him out and put Chin in, or leave him in.
Yeah,
So they left the more experienced guy in. They had the same numbers.
that's fine. That's some people. I don't really argue Chin. I don't. Like I
No,
said, he
no.
didn't use Chin. Yeah, he didn't use Chin when he was here, so it makes sense to let him go. He didn't. He didn't use
What
Chin.
I'm trying to say is, who you going to put? Either you're gonna leave him a man in, or you're gonna put Chin in. That was the only choice you had because neither one of them was playing free safety. So
Like I
that's
said,
you know what I'm saying. You got the same result though, even though he went to Washington, right? Now Chin could play now. If we brought Chin back now, because the guy we got now can play both free and strong, so then Chin could play with him. See, that's the difference.
like I said, we gonna see what this. I still, like I said, I don't know what this safety, these starting safety is gonna look like between Damani and
Yeah,
Lathan. And
the problem is we don't have a true free safety. We got a guy that can play both. So they're gonna probably try to force him to play free more than playing in the box. That's gonna be a struggle. Now the undrafted guy we had last year, he's a free safety, but he's second year guy, undrafted.
so Wiley, what we did in free agency and in the draft this year.
We
Give
didn't
me a
address safety, we didn't address
okay.
cornerback, and we didn't address linebacker.
Yep. So going into with these holes,
Yeah.
what ranking are you thinking for the year? You can give me a range. What ranking?
For
For
defense,
defense, just for the defense. We're
I think we'll
going
be
from 32nd.
around.
Going from
I think
32nd.
we'll be around 23 to 22.
Okay. I know me and Goat, we was in the 26, 28 range. Kind
I
of.
think it's more like that because if Brown and those guys at the front seven play, or the front seven, the strong part, even though we're missing a linebacker, the front will cover it up, and then if JC's there, and then the safety, I think we'll be better than we were last year, and because the front's gonna stop the run better, we'll be around 22, 23. Simply because we're stopping the run better.
And do you think with doing that, do you think Evero gets re-signed to Carolina or he goes somewhere
Yeah, he
else?
should because if you think about it, every year they're taking all his talent.
He lost talent last year on defense. I'm talking about.
Yes,
I'm talking about. I'm not talking about his
first
first
year
year,
too.
but no, I'm talking
First
about
year
his second
too.
year. He lost
Yes,
talent. What talent did he lose after this 32nd ranked defense? What talent did he lose?
huh?
What
What talent
talent
did he lose?
did he lose? Yeah,
Okay, Burns walked out the door.
that's
Brown was
2020. Yeah,
hurt.
that's before.
Brown was hurt. No, that was part of it.
No, you just said so. From this past season we just played, did he lose
Yes,
talent from the defense? I'm asking you to name those
yes.
guys.
In the off season, Burns left. Nobody last year had any of Burns numbers. Uh,
Uh,
okay.
you're not really answering my question. You
Yes,
said
I
he.
am. They
You're
lost
talking about
Burns. They lost
yes.
Luvu. They
Oh,
lost,
I
and then
understand
Chin
that.
wasn't really
Yes.
playing. So Chin's
I don't know what
Okay.
he wants you to
is a
say.
known loss. So Burns and Luvu itself. Then Shaq got hurt. Right.
Okay. Yeah. And then that whole seat. That's the
Hold
thing.
on.
And then,
Hold on. Hold
so
on.
let's start. You
Hold on.
trying
Hold
to
on. Hold on.
long walk it, and I just need
I'm
you to
not
answer the
long
question.
walking.
Yes, you
If they had
are.
4 starters from the year before that wasn't available last year.
Okay. And so now let's talk about last year's defense. You saying we lost
But
talent from
hold on.
that defense, from the
The
defense that
year
only had
before,
three starters. I'm not.
hold on, slow down. The year before, his first year, remember? Did he lose anybody on defense?
I didn't ask about that. So that's
Yeah,
you're
because
not
he.
answering my question. You're
Go
long
ahead.
walking it.
Go ahead.
From this past defense we just lost that only had three starters. You
Hmm.
said he lost talent. I was asking you to name those guys. I know that Luvu and Burns were gone off of that defense. You're saying going into this upcoming season, he still lost some guys.
No, this
Now,
upcoming now? No, he gained talent
okay,
now.
that's what I was trying to clarify. You
Yeah,
saying
yeah,
he
yeah.
lost talent? I was like, from this 32nd
No,
ranked
no, no,
defense, who
no,
the hell you lose? That you
no. He
okay?
got what he got though is he almost filled the holes in for when he got here. Because people keep forgetting with the Phil Snow defense, we all complained that they lacked talent. So even that team had more talent because the Wilkes team was a team that really last team that had decent talent. But that team had decent talent, not talent.
Uh, y'all hold on. So Wes, you want to bet me back to back games with Bryce consistency? I just got
Oh
up to the
Jesus!
computer where I can see
Oh
that.
no, he didn't
Yeah,
say that.
they was
Oh
talking
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I'll take that bet on you, Wes. We now have a bet. Let's put a hunt on that. This boy will not have back to back games consistently where he put over 200 yards. Nah, it's not happening.
No, it ain't happening.
And
I'll be
does he got to
surprised.
win? He got to win both games, or he just got to throw
No,
the yard?
no,
No,
you
he
got to
just
put the
got to
yards
consistently
up.
put together 200 plus yards.
That's crazy. Cause that should be an easy bet, but I'm not putting my money on Bryce.
See, you don't even believe yourself.
No, I don't believe. No, I don't believe in Bryce, and that's why Go and Q brought up Canales, and I'm like, yeah, Canales. He got his own set of questions on offense. If you would have said Canales is getting some, it's going to be scapegoated.
Look at
I
him.
could talk about that as well. But oh damn, he locked it in.
He said, bet it up. My
Uh,
nigga West. All right.
all
I'm
right,
gonna eat good off of your ass, West. I
You
like
ain't lying.
steak. I do like a little bit of potatoes with them, little, some asparagus, a little bit of lemon on
Jesus.
them.
Oh,
You
here we
know,
go.
I try to eat good off of your ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. That
Mm.
boy ain't gonna be consistent. You might as well
No.
money sign Dub Q09. So we locked in. Me and West. That's brother West.
Oh, here we go.
there go
I
Q.
guess it. I guess there's a sucker born every day.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
ain't no way in the world I bet on Bryce like that. You
Low
come out.
key,
You
West
come
is
out.
he's a Bryce fan. He love him.
You come out better betting that you'll get a win versus him getting 200 yards.
Yeah, like I
He
said, I
love
just
him.
don't know. I don't know what Canal's going to do with this offense, man. I feel like last year he abandoned the run a whole lot of times early, but now you got two solid running backs between Chuba and Rico, so you can really run the ball. ETN should get some carries. I
Yeah.
mean, I think you should really run the ball about 25 times, throw it about 20, and that should be your ratio. You should really be a run first team. I'm not expecting Bryce to throw it a lot. I think
Yeah, but
deep play action, deep passes,
yeah,
little
but in
quick
order to,
gadget
and
plays, stuff like that.
yeah, but in order
We
to get
got,
a
we got,
play
we got,
action, you gotta hit a
I
play.
got
You gotta
another
hit
bet.
one play. There we go.
but we got, but Omar, we got two first round wide receivers. Why wouldn't we use them?
Because you got 2,000-yard running backs. Because you want to control the game. If you want to play true Ron Rivera, win the game 3-0. We just gonna milk the clock. We're gonna keep our defense off the field. We're gonna have long drives to keep our defense rested. If you want to play that type of game, which I think that suits Bryce best, because you don't want Bryce on the field, making too many decisions in high impact moments. So you milking the clock. The only thing about milking the clock is you got to extend drives. And that means Bryce has to make a couple throws to extend drives. That's where the problems come
But
along.
But
So that's why I say
here's
it
the
just
thing:
depends on the type of offense Canals want to run. I feel what
the
you're saying though.
reason
You got two number
I
one options.
I believe the reason why he had Bryce throwing the ball is simply because they were going to stack the box because no one believed in Bryce. So he wanted them to open it up for the pass in order to be able to run. The problem is he gave him an easy pass or two, he just missed them, and then it forced. Oh shit! Now I gotta throw it again because look at they're stacking the box.
Yeah.
So
Dave,
I mean,
Dave, Dave cooked up some plays that was nice. Dave play calling was bad at times. I remember he was inside the 30-yard line. He doing like
oh
a little
yeah,
flea flicker. Like Dave has
yeah, that
his
was
own
bad.
set of issues. Dave, the clock is at 10 seconds. They just now breaking the huddle. Like Dave had his own set of
Yeah,
problems on offense that
Man,
that
but
had to get
I
but
addressed
can't.
as
Wiley,
well.
Yeah.
he ain't
Hmm.
talk shit about Dave now, did he? He got
No,
Dave,
he
what
didn't.
is
his
Dave
black
the top?
ass
What's
up
the
here
topic?
and put his two black ass lips together to talk about Evero on the
Yeah,
fucking show.
they
You
love that.
seen that?
I'm
That's
You
just talking
see?
about. I'm just
uh,
talking about the topic.
You see?
yeah.
You
They
see?
be creaming. They be like Everrow.
Them boy couldn't wait to come up here to talk shit about Evero. But you hear what he doing? He talking shit after the fact now. You get what I'm saying? After the
Hmm.
fact.
I told you I want Everett to have a top 15 defense so he can get a head coaching job. I'm talking. I'm speaking it into existence for the brother.
The only thing is this: if they get a uh, uh, a free safety, right, or say Richardson actually breaks out and can play pretty good back there. The problem I think is going to be our Achilles heel though is going to be linebacker. Uh, I don't think Jewel or the other
Yeah,
guy.
Wiley, you're exactly
Yeah.
right, Wiley. Because I was listening to a show today, and that said that's where our weakness is, right there in the middle of the field,
Hmm.
right there, in
Yeah,
that
I think it's
defense.
because of
You're
the
exactly right.
calling. Who's going to actually put everybody in the right position? That's going to be the problem.
Yeah,
I
I hate
believe
Well,
Trevor.
you
Yeah, I don't
yeah, I
that
think
that
Trevor.
Trevor.
that
I
that's
think
one of the I
Trevor
think
had the
you must have been watching the
athleticism.
same one I was watching.
Yeah, I think Trevor can actually athletic. From
But,
an
but
athletic
I'm
perspective.
glad you said that, Wiley. I just want to say something real quick. I'm looking
Go
at these
ahead.
Madden rate. I'm
Hmm.
looking at these Madden ratings coming up for 26.
Go
Q
ahead.
Goat and everybody laughs at me when I get on Trevor Lawrence. Guess what Trevor Lawrence rating is, and guess what Bryce Young's
I'm gonna
rating
say
is.
Trevor at 87.
I'd
Trevor's is
say
74.
75.
Damn.
Trevor is 74, and Bryce is 75.
Oh wow, they disrespect Trevor like that. Damn.
Golly.
Trevor disrespects himself like that. I keep telling everybody Trevor is high level.
We gonna see week one. We gonna see. That's why I said I think Jacksonville is
That's
winnable.
why
I
I'm going
mean,
to that game.
I may put some money on it because the odds may be looking nice because they don't think Carolina gonna win. But I would put my money on that. That's gonna let me know how the Arizona and Falcons game. Even if we lose to Jacksonville, but we come out and we just look like a solid week one team. Like you should be losing close games in week one. Like we lost Matt Rule, I believe, first game to the Raiders close. Like just because it's week one. But as long as we ain't getting smacked, then we should be in a good direction.
I have
You
never
need to go
seen
to
more
that game,
Trevor
D'Angelo.
disrespect than this.
You need to go to
I
that
do
game.
need it. You're right. I do. I really do. Go while you
I'm
bullshit. I
going.
really do.
I'm going to that game. Wait, I'm trying to. I got a couple people who said they're gonna go to the game. We trying to get the seats together and everything. I'll holler at you
Okay. Okay.
Let me look up
so
Trevor
you can
Lawrence.
so you can see Trevor Lawrence and his greatness.
Great is my ass.
What
You
that
know,
nigga do to
I
you, man?
see.
Because you
I
See.
know
secretly
that
hate
he
that
did.
nigga.
So why,
He did
well,
something
you
to me.
know what?
He did something
I
to me.
no, he didn't do nothing to me. I just
Yeah, you
because
do.
I like the Trevor Lawrence. I just
No, you
call a
didn't.
spade a spade.
Stop
I call a
lying.
spade a spade, man. When Trevor Lawrence was at Clemson, I thought he might be one of the best quarterbacks to ever come out of the goddamn his freshman year. But I like I've been telling people, my homeboys, just everybody. I be trying to tell y'all. I noticed the decline in that boy his sophomore year. I noticed some flaws in his game, and I'm like,
So,
no,
so let me ask you a
he just
question, D'Angelo.
go ahead.
Why you going your Trevor rant? Did he or did he not get hurt last year?
What they got to do? They ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm not just
That
talking
got
about
everything
last
to
year.
do with every fucking thing. The nigga played five
No,
fucking games.
I'm talking. I ain't just talking about last year though, Q. I'm telling you what I see
Well,
with Trevor Lawrence.
that's why his rate is
He's
so damn low. He played five fucking
he
games.
can't. He don't read the field. Is what I'm telling you. He stares down his receivers. Is his problem. He does not come off of his primary option. If you really pay attention to Trevor, He's gonna goddamn go to his 9 times out of 10. He's gonna go to his primary read, and he hardly ever comes off his primary read. I'm telling you, that's his problem. I'm telling you, that's his problem.
What is it with you?
He can't read defense.
Hold on, just along. What the bet is now? What's the bet just along? Because he's talking shit in the chat. If you want consistent games for Bryce Young back to back of 200 yards plus, that's the fucking bet. Please go ahead. Let's put the money up. Consistent games, 200 yards plus. He got to have at least 4 games consistently back to back.
I say I go ahead and set it at 250. Q. I go ahead and set it at 250.
He can't do it.
I know he
Talking
can't.
about 250 yards.
250 yards. He won't have back-to-back wins.
Shit.
He ain't gonna have back-to-back wins.
That motherfucker will never get it. He'll never get it. You see, he said, "Oh, you said 2."
He said, lock it in.
Lock it in. All right. The nigga can't do it. That means
He ain't gonna have back-to-back wins.
That means the first start of the season, he started the motherfuckers off where he put up 110, 174. You might as well go ahead and just hit my cash app.
I see that as a loss in Jacksonville. That's an L in Jacksonville, man.
It could go either way. It really could. But I think we could definitely lose to him. That's for sure.
That man said that the point, Q. He stay in a fucking wheelchair. He go. The nigga talk about Trevor. He said you ain't confident at all, Q. I know that nigga can't throw 200 yards. I ain't worried about that.
If he can't throw for 200 yards, what he got? It goddamn the weapons he got. It's a fucking problem.
He's gonna get carried, D'Angelo. He's gonna get carried across the finish line this year.
Well, see, the caveat that D'Angelo is 4 games consecutively. That's the caveat of that bet. That's the best part.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do
that's
that.
what's gonna get you. That's what's gonna get you the win right there.
Yeah.
That's what's gonna get you money.
Yeah. Well, that's sucker bet. Yeah, because come on, man. We all everybody know Bryce can't do that.
He fucked up. He can't consistently do it every week.
You know what? He can't consistently throw for 130, and he'll go over 130. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
He's so up and down.
That nigga say, I'm not a Bryce fan, but he's doing 200 in the first 2 weeks. Let's bet that up, Wes. Let's bet that up again. Let's get another bet.
Here we go.
Let's get that up in the first 2 games. You said, okay, let's put it up. 250 yards he got to have. Bet that. Make that the bet. 250 for the first 2 games each game.
What? Wow.
And that's a loss. He ain't gonna get that. He ain't gonna get 250 against Arizona or Jacksonville. He ain't gonna do that.
That nigga ain't gonna bet that.
He may get it against Arizona.
You wanna? I'm in on that bet.
He
ain't gonna do it. He ain't gonna have 250.
Shit.
He ain't gonna have 250 yards.
Not in 2 games straight. No.
I like to spend your money, Wes. I like to spend your money, dog.
Wow. What?
Where the Bryce boys at? Where they at? Y'all come on up. Come on up. Bring your ass on up here.
Damn, they just got my boy. They just called him.
That nigga say he know you have 2 games at 200 yards, not 2. I said 4 games of 200 yards plus. Now watch him trying to change the shit. I said, damn it, boy. That boy Q like to bet. Yeah, yes, I do. Hey, King JP say somebody ain't paying up. I know where to find Wes at. Me and Wes used to work together, so I know where to find him at. I'll stop by 087 over there. Yeah, I know where to stop at to find him. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And this year, if you're a track star like Ronnie, you got to pay your money up front.
The what? See, Justin Long good for the bet, so I ain't got to get his up front.
Yeah, I
Lord have
know. Oh
mercy.
yeah, Justin good for the bet.
Had that and
But he
West, I
want,
know where to
you know,
find him.
he trying. What he trying to do now is set the bet, though. Q. He trying to set the bet. It's
Yeah, I know what he trying to do.
250 yards consecutive motherfucking games. That's the bet. If you want to take it.
Facts of Sports say I changed it to 250. No, I changed the bet with me and West to 250. The bet with me and old boy Justin Long is 200 for 4 games. He has to consecutively have 4 games, 200 yards. Now, I bet West the first 2 games, 250. Let's bet that 250 yards the first 2 games. He said Bryce can do it. And watch the little fuck nigga give him 235. Nigga coming this year. Bryce a little fuck nigga, man. God damn.
And I'm gonna help y'all boys out, man. Cause the only reason why I've been betting like that is just to make examples. But they're gonna run the ball heavy this year, y'all. He's not gonna have that yardage that you think he's gonna have because we got Tech McMillan. Tech McMillan gonna be under 1,000 yards, and that's a damn shame for a receiver of his caliber. Cause they're gonna have to run the ball to mask this little motherfucker. To try to hide him within the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Justin's confused on the bet.
What? You said no, sir. You said back-to-back games of 200 yards, not 4. That's what I said the first time. Yeah. I said back-to-back games of 200 yards for 4 consecutive games. That's what I said. That was the bet the whole time. I even rewind and put it back up in the chat because somebody reset the bet after I said it. Come on, Justin Long. Boy. He ready to renege out the bet now.
That's because he know it's a sucker bet.
You know that boy can't do that. See right here, Kenny brought it up earlier. Because when West said, so you bet back-to-back games, then this was the bet right here. Kenny Plus said 200 plus for 4 games, I think is what he wants. That's exactly what I said. Shout out to Kenny. Them boys don't miss nothing you say.
That's for true. That's for sure there.
It's in the chat.
Bet you that. I said shit 2 years ago they still tell me about.
2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, motherfucker still.
Yeah, go rewind the tape. That nigga said Kenny must work for me. God damn, how the nigga work for me? Oh, that's a wild shit right there, dog.
Y'all hell, boy. Y'all hell. I don't know why they don't think Evero's a scapegoat. He gonna be the scapegoat all day, every day. Y'all gonna be blaming this defense. Bryce gonna nut the fuck up. He's not gonna have consecutive wins. He ain't gonna throw for consecutive 200 and some yards. They just can't do it, man. He can't measure up. Telling y'all.
Look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. He just reneged. I'm out on the 4 games. Kitty, you see that? You see? He just reneged.
Yeah, I see it.
Head black ass. This motherfucker. Ah, damn. I should hold you to it because we locked in for it. You motherfucker. It's all right.
He thought you were talking about 1 or 2 games. Bet it.
See,
that's a bet.
Told that nigga to listen. I said 200 plus games for 4 consecutive games. And JP has been putting emphasis on. Take the bet.
Take the bet. Listen, I love y'all, but hell no.
It is back to back because it's 4 games back to back. All 4 games has got to be back to back.
Thank you. Back to back. Oh, watch West. Now West will try to wiggle his ass up out of it now. Boy, these some wiggling ass niggas, man.
They didn't say 2 games. Uh,
He said, so what I bet is Q? We still locked in. Our bet is 250 yards for the first 2 games of the season.
there it is.
Yeah.
That's still a bad bet.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, but he believe in Bryce though. He believe in Bryce. He
Can't
said
believe in
bet.
him that damn much. Okay,
I
okay.
got Wes locked in for the first 2 games of the season. Is that just with Q or is he betting goat also?
No, no,
Wes,
no.
how you want to
That's
do
just
it?
for you.
Okay.
What,
Yeah.
250? If West had 250, he would not get over 250
Not the first
back
two
to back.
games. That nigga said
No.
Wes crazy as hell.
If he want that one, I'll take that one with West.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he good for it. Like I said, me and him and his bets during the season, we offset each other. So I didn't know him and he didn't know me.
There you go.
But I'm gonna get his money this time.
Nah,
Y'all gonna get
nah.
another fucking with Bryce. Y'all gonna get another fucking with Bryce this year.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, you know what you know what go,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
this what I was trying to say earlier. They tried to throw us so we could run last year. If Bryce could hit a slant right
Oh,
in the
go.
first, oh what's up?
He won 100 with gold.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Okay, so and that's 250 for the first 2 games.
250. This
Consecutive.
nigga wildin', boy.
Two,
Yeah, he
250 to Q, and then 100 to goat on the he throws 250 yards plus in the first 2 games.
In the first 2 games.
No, I
woo,
think I bet was 250 yards. It's $100.
both of them 100.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
both
okay,
of them is
okay.
$100, but mine is 250 in the first 2 games. So you got to have 250 in Jacksonville and 250 in Arizona.
That nigga say Wes either brave as fuck or just feel like throwing money away.
he he must have got a stimulus check.
Hey
He
man,
got a
that's
stick.
big balls. He said yes, both is $100.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. I got you, Wes.
Don't worry, Wes. I like steak with potato. I like a little bit of asparagus with a little bit of lemon on it, a little bit of butter.
Mm,
Mm.
So yeah.
that's what I'm gonna eat tonight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I'm gonna look like I'm gonna eat them all season off of their ass, off they Bryce loving asses.
Oh,
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 Patrick Surtain Jr. over there. That nigga love Patrick Surtain, boy.
mm.
You hate JC, love Patrick Surtain. Yeah, boy. Yeah.
Hey, I guess you got to root for something.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what they're probably gonna do, go. They're gonna put Tech in the slot so Bryce can hit him to try to open up the running game.
With that, like I said, I was listening to that
Wouldn't
shit
that be
yesterday.
some shit?
That's what they're gonna do.
Well, that's what the guy
So
said. That kitty say you for to and see that's what they've been trying to do to offset the short quarterback. You got to have the tall receiver. See
yep.
what they were doing the dummy move when Cam Newton was here talking about he couldn't throw or he wasn't accurate, so had the tall wide receiver rangy guy. But Cam showed him different. The year he didn't have no tall receivers was the best year,
Well, that's what he had
2015.
in college. That's what he had in college
And
too.
when
He
he
ain't
had
no
small
tall.
receivers his first year.
Yeah,
And you're exactly right. I don't know where that came from, where that narrative came from. You get the bigger receiver for the shorter quarterback.
correct.
Mhm.
If you look at the receivers in Buffalo, they're actually doing something. They're all the short guys.
They shorter guy
Yeah, but if you
because
Google
Josh
it,
Allen is big.
if
Yeah,
you Google it, they've already listed XL as wide receiver number one.
it doesn't matter.
Mhm.
One or two, they both are gonna be on the field.
Mhm.
I think they're gonna play Tet in the slot, Adam out wide, for a while. They're gonna mix it up, and then they're gonna bring Coker and put him in the slot. They're gonna always have a big guy in the slot for Bryce. That's how they're
till
gonna try
you
to open
start
up the running game.
yeah, till you start to see his when they start to see a pattern on him now
Oh yeah, yeah.
by week 4,
Oh,
then
they
they
got
gonna have
they
his
got to
number.
they got to change it. But what I'm saying, I
Yeah.
think that's gonna well, when they open up the running game, what it's gonna do is then teams gonna have to play the run. You know, because the pass, even though they're gonna be almost like a handoff, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's gonna be a run basically, and it's gonna open up the running game. Once we start running those
But
guys, then the pass will be more. The play
I'm
action
telling
will
you,
be better.
I'm gonna tell you now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's coming out. It's still telltale sign about it though, Wiley, because he don't go under center. You
Mm-mm.
see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that draws out the play action, which you can run it from the gun or the pistol or whatever. We know that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's
Yep.
still a telltale sign with him not being on the center.
Yeah. But a lot of guys are not under center these days.
Not as
Uh,
much as that motherfucker. That motherfucker
I-
don't do it at all. Maybe
true,
well
true
he's
stuff.
good for 1, 2 times a year or some shit like that. So you don't threaten right there at the point of attack.
True, but I think because we have both Chuba and what's that dude name?
Rico Dowdle.
Rico, yeah. Because we got Chuba and Rico. Rico both are outside runners, so he can pitch it. You know what I mean? The outside
Yeah,
zone
but
runners.
He had Chuba and Jatavion in the flats last year and couldn't hit them.
No, no, not hit him on a pass. I'm saying a pitch. It's gonna be more of an outside zone pitch instead of a I.
I got you.
Handoff.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be outside zone run. And then what they're gonna try to do is they're gonna try to run outside zone and then throw a crossing pattern, not a crossing, but like a slant. I mean a corner pass with the receiver coming across his face, but not in the middle of the field. The slot guys against the linebacker and try to get it that way.
Yeah, well, everybody tries to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
And
that
Matt
what I'm
Patrick
saying.
leaves up
That's
against
gonna
the
be
linebacker.
his more accurate pass.
Okay, okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's what they're gonna try to do to try to open up the run, and then when they run that play again, they're gonna do an outside uh, pitch to try to hit the defense to actually honor either one of them. If he can hit that, he can hit that receiver a couple times in the game. 4 or 5 times in the game,
They'll
it'll
back
open
up
it up.
off of it. Yeah, they'll
Exactly.
back up off of
Then you can actually do a fake and do a deep shot. But you last year they didn't respect the pass, so even Chuba had a
it.
thousand
Yeah,
yard, but he had a lot of carries in 1,000 yards.
300, damn near
Yeah,
300.
yeah. Because again, you run an 8 in the box. Our offensive line really good, but there's still 8 dudes in the box, man. Come on now.
I think Jimmy Horn might be his best chance.
Yeah, Jimmy could do that too. Jimmy could do that too.
But I think what they gonna do, Kitty, because they got all these other weapons. I think they're gonna put Jimmy on special teams. Jimmy might have 2 to 3 plays a game,
Yeah,
and then 1 or 2 of them might be decoys where they just gonna tell him, you know what I'm saying, just
but
fly downfield.
they may hit him on that little cause that's that drag pass. Horn can take that, and he can take that, especially if you're on linebacker. He could take that and go about 15 yards.
Well, Tech does that too.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying, but that's gonna be that drag. They're gonna be doing that drag a lot, and then what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to do the drag and then go across with the straight up the middle with the tight end. Remember the old Greg Olson play, straight down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the
Bet
funny.
in the chat.
Yeah, here's the funny part, Goat. You know how we always say our players are trash, right? The ones we had before. You know them Raiders are hyping up our last tight end we used to have. Remember the one that we wanted to get rid of forever? Ian
Ian
Thomas.
Thomas.
Yeah, they hyping
Hmm.
him up. They got him as a starter.
Where Oh yeah, because Ian is a great blocker, and if you got Brock Bowers, shit.
Yeah, they got Brock Bowers. That's gonna be their number one.
Yeah, but they gonna start Ian. I'm like, Jesus.
He just there to
Tell
give
him to
Brock
stop.
Bowers a breath.
Justin
Yeah,
Long, I'll
he's gonna
take
get
that
that
bet
block,
with you.
that blocking.
He wants a 35-50 for Bryce. I'll take that $100 bet.
35-50.
Yeah,
Everybody,
yeah.
everybody on total yards. Yeah, he got to have 38 or better.
He can get 35. That's about 212 yards a game.
Hold on. He just had 25. So what he betting is if he'd have played them extra 5 games and had 200 yards, he betting that boy would have had that right there, 35. That's what he just did.
Yeah, about 212 yards a game.
Raise it up 200 yards, dog. Raise it up 200 yards, and then we'll
Yeah,
have a bet.
I think about 212 yards. He'll have a game where he get about 180. He'll have a game where he get like 240. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then, and he'll average about 212. So he get around 35 to 3600 yards.
I'm gonna tell you
Damn,
what's gonna
Justin,
happen.
you working my fingers, son.
They're gonna be, they're gonna be them games that you gonna play guys that's got good edge rushing to
hmm
exceptional edge, and they're gonna be on his ass, and then he gonna start that rolling out, turning his back shit, and that's some
Yep,
games he ain't gonna have but 100 and some yards, and they're gonna have
correct.
to
And
run the ball,
correct. And
and
he'll
that's
have
what's gonna
one or
fuck that.
two.
Yeah,
He have one or two around
gonna be more than one or
240
two. It's
yards.
gonna be one.
No, he
I'm gonna tell you
no he.
one. I'm gonna tell you one where they gonna sting his goddamn ass, and that's gonna be that motherfucking well, I always call them St. Louis, L.A. Rams. L.A.
Mm.
Rams come and get you, son. That
Oh,
L.A.
they gonna.
Rams game.
Yeah, they gonna
Yeah.
come get him.
Xavier Leggett running routes now. Y'all see him on the screen this today.
Okay.
So
Look,
he ain't
look.
riding no horse today. So y'all ain't got to get on it.
He looked clean coming in and out the routes.
mm.
He caught that with his hands, not his body.
Yeah, I told y'all this boy can play, man. I done
Look
told
at his
y'all that.
fine, man. Look at his fine. Look at his my nephews know him. Yeah. Look at his fine.
Mm.
It's just you know I just hope that and hope ain't a method. I just hope that Bryce plays decent so these young men can actually you know get some doggone some receiving yards. Cause they got to get there's a yak. Cause these are gonna be like 5-6 yard passes. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He may get a 10 or 12 here and there, maybe a one long one, but that's about it, man. It's gonna be yak.
Yeah, it's gonna be yak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
It's
need
got
a
to be yak.
decent quarterback so they can get some recognition.
Yep, yep, that's true, Kitty. And you know, I'm not. I would hope the young man play good, but it's hard. It's hard to say that. It's hard to say, hard to say that. Oh man.
Who was it? Somebody put in the chat earlier that Ted, his Arizona teammates, was saying that by week 5 he mentally checks out.
Well, we'll find out.
This boy has all day to throw the fucking ball. That ball should
Mm,
have been on his hand by then.
mm.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh no.
4 seconds to throw the
That,
goddamn ball.
Yeah,
that
me and
should
my
have been.
husband was watching highlight reels last night, and he was showing me, he was like, look how many yards Bryce is backing up. He said he's going at least 10, 15 yards back in the backfield before he even throws the damn ball.
Correct. He has to. He can't see.
This is terrible.
But hey, remember, Q. I was sitting there looking at him. Remember when I went to the we had a outing last year. I like this
Mm.
dude's my height. Hey, Jesus.
This boy is
Hell, I'm
literally
5'4".
look
I'm
at it.
five.
Look at it.
I'm like 5'9", kid. I'm like 5'8", and like I'm almost 5'9". I'm almost looking the guy straight in the eyes. I was like, this is. I was like,
An
this guy.
underthrown ball to Leggett, and then they be mad at Leggett if he dropped the bitch.
Uh huh.
There ain't no way he's 204 either.
No, no,
Probably 180, 170.
maybe 170. When I saw him, he was about 170. He wasn't no two. No,
Who that?
Talking
Bryce.
about Bryce.
Oh yeah, Bryce. Yeah, Bryce little as fuck, man. Bryce little as fuck.
Hey,
They
man.
You
weighing
see
him with
Bryce. You see
pads
Bryce.
on, gotta be.
No, they putting some.
You see Bryce.
They put some weights on the
Yeah,
scale.
yeah. He jumped on that scale with a book bag at the combine. Y'all remember that shit?
He done said the book back.
He did. Yeah, he had a book bag and boots on.
With some
Go
weights
back
in
and
it.
look at the combine.
I bet they still toe.
Oh my goodness. I yeah.
Y'all go back and look at that combine. Go back and look at the combine shit.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I just hope the young man plays decent. You know,
Yeah.
I'm tired of
I'll tell you
losing.
what. I'm gonna go ahead and read it. It's gonna be like I said, 6 to 8 wins.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
six
gonna
eight.
get. He's gonna get the fucking contract. Cause everybody gonna say, "Oh, we improved. We improved. We
Yeah, you
just
know
need
that.
this. We just need." Hey,
Man,
now he's
how many
not gonna
more
get.
how many more offensive weapons do you need now?
I don't know. I guess everybody say fill it up. Get as many as you
Now
want.
you
Get as many
you
as you can.
already filled
Fill
it
it up.
up.
Fill it up.
But go,
Fill it
but
up.
go.
Fill it up.
Every level he's gotten a player each year.
He
He's
gonna
gotten
get
a
some
runner.
more.
Watch this. He got a running back. He got a tight end and a receiver each year.
He's gonna
Come
get some
on now.
more.
Yeah, but then they're gonna say, "Oh, Moton's old and he needs another guard." Blah 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 blah. They already writing excuses up.
Yeah. It's like Be Good said what you said. You ain't drafted a defensive player first, second round in damn near 4 years. You've been
Yep.
drafting offensive pieces for this dude here since he got here.
Yep. You
Then
got to
you
get a
so they're
lot.
gonna blame it on the defense come
You
next
got
year.
to get a linebacker next year, man.
Off the
First
rip,
round
you gotta get
linebacker.
a linebacker.
First round.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the man said. You gotta think about it. Y'all talk shit about Shaq Thompson, whatever. But Shaq Thompson was a vocal leader on that
Yeah.
defense.
And he put him in
And so
position.
you're
And
gonna miss that. He put him in position. You're gonna miss
and
that. You're
and
gonna miss
people
that
don't
this year.
realize, but go. The people don't realize Shaq wasn't drafted to play that position.
No,
He's
no, it
just to
wasn't.
play the outside.
Yeah.
Yep.
He watch this. Weak side linebacker. He remember people keep forgetting. It was Thomas and Strong, him at weak, and Luke in the middle. That's what he was drafted for. He wasn't
Well,
drafted.
actually, while he was really drafted to replace Thomas Davis,
n-
if you
w-
think about it.
No, when it well, yeah, when he got but when he got his rookie year when they were playing three linebackers, right? He was weak side.
Yeah, they put him on the weak side, but they didn't want to. Thomas Davis had a contract coming up, and they were debating on should they re-sign him or not. So what they did was draft the year before his contract. They drafted old boy.
Yep,
Shaq Thompson.
Yeah,
yep.
because
They
they
thought that,
said his speed was the same speed as Thomas Davis had them boy doing foot races and shit like that. Y'all remember that?
yeah. But the problem with
But
they
the
forgot is the
but the problem probably had the Thomas Davis and Luke played so good as a tandem,
yep, they can
Mm-hmm.
read
year in
each
and year
other.
out,
They
they
can
could
read each
not
other.
they couldn't
Couldn't
break
break
that
him up.
tandem up.
Couldn't
Uh-uh.
break him up.
Nope. Yeah, they were almost like them cats, boy. They got so good. It was like they were almost reading each other.
Yeah. And then what? See, you remember the year Thomas Davis had got the suspension for the performance enhancing
Yep. Mm-hmm.
substance or whatever it was. That's when Shaq got to show himself. Then
Mm-hmm.
that next year, boom, Thomas Davis out of here. But then Luke, and then that year, then the next year, Luke Kuechly
Luke got
retired.
he got the injury. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He got an injury. What? But like week 7 or something like that. The year before. Remember he had that crazy tackle and they had him
Mhm.
looking. Yeah, I think it was week 7 or something.
Mm-hmm.
He should have went in the Hall of Fame this year.
Yeah, that
Who?
was now that Luke. That was ridiculous. Because here's the thing. So remember we did that Hall of Fame show back in the day, Hugh? Luke,
Mm-hmm.
according to the scores, right? Everyone gets in with a 50. Luke had a 59. He was the only person that hadn't gotten in the first round, the first time with a 59, well 50 or better. I was like, how in the world that's, you know what I'm saying?
Well, they
Well,
said the
see, they
people
giving
that
it.
were voting on it was arguing, and they actually had to have some of them had to step out of the room because they were arguing over Luke going in this year.
He should have went in
Mhm.
because they broke their
But
own rule.
I know
his
Patrick Willis
what
went
his
in, and he got a better resume than Patrick Willis.
Yes,
yeah,
but
but what
Patrick been
gave
waiting
Luke
there for a
is his
while too.
years. Yeah, they sitting at Luke as his years.
No, Patrick
If he
Willis made a first ballot last year.
What?
Yeah, he made it first ballot, and he's a
How-
7-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All Pro. Luke Kuechly is an 8-time Pro Bowler, 7-time All Pro, Defensive Player of the Year, Defensive Rookie of the Year,
Yep.
and I don't get it.
Yeah, that was wrong.
How the fuck do you put him in first ballot? First
That's
ballot. Patrick Willis is first ballot, and Luke Kuechly was not. I
and
don't
Luke
understand it.
and Luke was better than him
Thank you.
every year. The only person that came close to Luke was Bobby Wagner.
hmm And Bobby gonna be a first ballot
Oh, he first
because
ballot because he
his
played
Yeah.
years
longer.
and everything else. Yeah, he played long.
And he's still getting Pro Bowls and All Pros,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
in the latter years.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
last year, this year right here, he made another All Pro. Him and
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie Louvu.
Yeah, but Louvu had him looking like a yeah, Louvu had him looking great. But the good thing about Willis is, and this is the thing, I mean, not Willis, uh, shit,
I'm talking about Bobby.
Bobby, the
Uh-huh.
Wagner. The reason why he looked so good because he like Luke, man. He know how to put everybody in the right position, and then Louvu, you know, he's just a ball of energy.
Well, Wiley. I'm gonna tell you. You look at Luke and the Ray Lewises, who were students of the game. That's it. To be an efficient, great Mike linebacker,
Oh, you
you
got to
have
be
to
a.
have it upstairs.
Oh yeah,
You understand
Louvu
what I'm
ain't
saying?
that.
You got to know the defense and the offense in and out. You got to
Yeah,
study that opposing offense, and you got to know where your guys is in that scheme or
yep,
whatever. And people tell you Luke used to call out the plays and tell what the offense is doing before they do it. And it was tight ends and other guys saying, "Damn, how the fuck he know our plays?" You know what I'm
yep,
saying?
yep.
He was calling the offense, bro.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
I have a question. Why didn't we pick up Payne from Washington? That dude got signed for next to nothing.
Because niggas didn't want to pay him no money, and they wanted to put all the money on the offense.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is what we got like Brown for, we could have got Payne.
Well, I don't think Payne would have signed here for the same
Yeah,
price that he signed
no,
somewhere else for.
he wanted to sign with us. He
For the
wanted to
same
sign with.
price?
Well, he ended up getting the same price.
No, it don't work like that, Wiley, because we're not an attractive destination as some of these other places, so they're gonna
His
charge
number,
more.
but his number one team was us.
Who told you that?
Okay.
He did.
Who told you that?
He did. It's in the press clippings. I'll grab a press clippings and send it to you on. I'll send it to you. Go read it from himself.
Okay.
Yep. That's why I was like, we gonna get Payne. Now Payne with Brown. Oh yeah. Cause then we will have to worry about the middle. Ashawn can go. A Train can go. But I think we got a pretty good front now though.
Well,
Ain't
fellas,
gonna,
I know me. I'm gonna have to step out.
all right.
Yeah, I'm about to get last words up in here because I'm about to roll out myself.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, go
I
give me your
just say,
last words.
Hey man, I'm going with go 6 to 8 wins. I went up from 4, 6 to 8 based on the draft. Uh, I'm more 6, but we can get lucky and get 8. But that's gonna cause us to sign Bryce. Is it what it is? Another year after
Mm-hmm.
Germany out.
Yes, sir. Talk to me, kitty kitty.
well, I got the ceiling at 6, and if we sign Bryce, I'm buying a Bo Cephas Knicks jersey. So
Uh,
y'all have a
Ooh.
great weekend.
God
All
dog,
right, there,
Kitty.
Kitty.
God dog.
What a way to drop the mic.
No
Golly.
doubt.
Yes, sir. Go
Don't
ahead,
blame
go.
that both these Knicks jersey. Good God. Well, I'm a Echo Kitty. 6 to 8 wins. If we sign Bryce, I'm buying a JD5 jersey.
Who? Who? Jaden
JD5.
Daniels.
Damn right.
Mm. If we re-sign Bryce Young, I will be getting a Joe Burrow jersey and renaming this the Joe Burrow Podcast.
I
Yes,
knew
sir.
that was coming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can't do another year.
We'll all still be here though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be here. I can,
I'll just be here with
go ahead,
Cincinnati stripes
you
on.
know, single.
Yeah.
And I told y'all that. I prophesied this.
Mm-hmm.
Said we're gonna destroy this team.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Lord have mercy. Well,
Well, it's one of the ones. Y'all have yourselves a good night. It's a good weekend. Powerful and niggerty to everybody. Y'all have yourselves a good one, man. It's been real.